Welcome. 2025 season is amongst us. Perfect Aquatics Koi Auction. I'm your host for this evening. Ignore the missus behind, she's doing work. So for those of you that don't know me, Crafty Koi from Perfect Aquatics, if you're new to the show. So see there's quite a few people involved already, 70 odd people in, according to the stats on here. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of an update on the shop. So 27th, koi come out of, what is this? The missus has given me a cowgirl cut. You've sketched me for the live. So yeah, 27th fish come out of quarantine. A couple will stay in quarantine because I'm not quite happy with them ready to be released yet. So if you're about this weekend, come down to the shop. I'm expecting quite a few people, and we've had a lot of interest already, but people have left disappointed because I haven't let anybody take any of the new stock home yet. So if you're about, please come down and get your nets in and get the first dibs, because so many people miss out by leaving it too late. So right, I am about to play a video. Basically, I have decided to start a new venture, and it is not leaving the koi industry by any stretch of the imagination. However, for a few months now, I've been working on a project in the background, and we are, and notice I say we because it involves more than just me, but we are almost ready to launch a new not channel, a new live that puts things. I feel bad for doing this, but I shouldn't. All right, but I wanted to bring a new live to people that is a little bit more educational with regards to, more structured with actual topics of discussion involving koi varieties, judging, products that are available on the market, etc. So before we get into the fish sales, I'm just going to give people a little bit of a background. So on top of that, I have got and approached a lot of manufacturers within the koi hobby, that being Awase, EA, and others, and those people that are watching with, that are part of the part of products that are available, etc. If you haven't received it already, I will be emailing you guys. On top of that, it's going to be a live, so it's going to be structured. So for example, we're going to be doing a koi appreciation. Mr. Take may be on, amongst others, and we're going to sit and talk about variety with videos, with demonstrations and pictures, launching weekly, or every time we go live, there will be like a judging contest for you guys to take part in, of actual fish, alongside other things, etc. On top of that, Awase coming on board, so they can actually take questions from the floor, i.e. you guys, but also demonstrate their models that they've got out in for you guys to purchase. Because I think, same with EA and others, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding on certain products. So when you see them on people's YouTube videos, it's not always 100% described about what they can do, and that's left to the dealer sometimes. Also, it will help you guys understand what it is that you need for your ponds, or whether they can provide it, etc. So I'm just going to play another little video, which is something that will be released soon. Like I said, it's a new project that I've been working hard with others on. So just sit back and it's only 30 odd seconds, so just have a little. So that's just like the little intro. That will be getting changed as I work with other people, like I said. But it will be structured. All right. So it will have segments throughout hour and a half long episodes, with the final parts being questions from you guys to ask whoever's with me certain questions. So we're not inundated in the same questions, etc. We decide the topic, we decide what variety of koi we're looking at, we look at what equipment, etc., etc. But it's also just something a little different that isn't out there as well. So just something I've been working on. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, we have got quite a lot of people in. I am on my own tonight. If anybody wants to come in, give me a little text and I'll happily bring you in, because I'd rather speak to a human rather than the screen all night. But let's have a quick flick through what we got going on then. If it's going to let me do it. Here we go. There we go. Hirasori from Shinoda coming up. Nice beni kiko. Konoko asagi, one of my faves. Another beni kiko. Another asagi, but not Konoko. Very good quality, that. Banging Showa from Kase. I'll let you decide what you want to call that. Kohaku. Another Kohaku. Another Kohaku. A banging tancho ginrin sanke. Doitsu sanke. A little bit different. Another one of these. I decided I was going to put two in a pot, but I decided to put them both in separately. Doitsu Kohaku from Shinoda. Absolute banging fish is that. And ginrin saragoi, along with a lovely platinum ogon. And also wouldn't be complete without the aka matsuba. So yeah, right then. So let me have a quick look who's in the comments. We are starting to build up. I'm just using this time just to get everybody in, because people join slightly different. I'm going to bring everyone up, but Alan T, good evening, my friend. Rob, good evening. Lorraine, good evening. Telford Koi Pond's in YouTube channel, if you haven't seen it already. How are you, Phil? Rob Sarge is in. Mark Childs is in. Are you, Mark? Paul Hutchinson's in. Far more koi. Good evening, all you lovely people. I hope you're all well and your koi doing great. Good luck on the auction. Cheers, Tony. Thank you very much, mate. Humber Koi's in. Edward Naylor and Gravedigger, blah, blah, blah. We keep going through. And Mark Oxo Cube and Dave Thompson is in. So, so it looks like people are on board for that. Thank you very much, Marcus. Kazuko Koi just started a new business. Go and have a look at him on YouTube or Facebook. Guy Francis. And it wouldn't be complete without everyone's favourite Scottish madman, Marco Mary. So, right, let's get this show on the road. Okay, so there's going to be no minimum bids. However, guys, if I don't get the money that I want, they're not going to be sold. Okay, I will be honest with you. Last year, we let too many koi go too cheap. So I don't want to be known as the bargain basement, because actually my fish come from exactly the same places as everybody else's, exclusively koi's in. Hi there, guys. I don't know who it is. Dave's in as well. So looking on other auctions, I can see that people are prepared to spend money. So if you're prepared to spend your money, then there's no reason why I should give my fish away. So because of that, I expect everyone to have a real good auction. Like I said, no starting bids on these, but remember, if you start at £2 and it finishes on £2, I ain't going to sell it. Simple as that. If it goes for the right price, it'll be sold. Simple. Another rule is I'm not going to sit on top of the fish for 10, 15, 20 minutes with slow bidding, all right? So what I'm going to do is going to bring a fish up, and then on top of that, soon as I've finished my description, obviously you just keep banging in your bids as you. As soon as I've finished my description, etc., I've got no one to talk to. On that basis, I'm not just going to keep repeating myself, etc. We will go straight into a 2-minute timer. So if you want that, we will just keep that memento going. At the end of the 2-minute timer, whoever's last on the screen will win the fish. If you bid during the 2-minute timer, the 2-minute timer will restart. Okay, so there's no sniping, and literally the last people that are left in there will batten it out until that timer basically runs out. Right, just for the record, I have to do this bit. I do apologise, ladies and gents, but we are a 5-star pet shop license. At the start of the video, you see on the blue screen our pet shop license number. On top of that, we cannot have any fish back once they have left our establishment as part of the biosecurity. However, if your fish arrives to you if you've selected delivery and it is in an unsatisfactory condition, i.e. the bag's broke, etc., or it's really poorly, whatever, it shouldn't be. We've never had any, touch wood, never had any problems up to now. We obviously can't take that fish back, and also we will work with you in order to come up with a remedy to the problem. So have to say that for legal reasons, because trading standards and all that shit that people like to report us for because we're doing well. So simples, right? Anyway, enough of my waffle. Let's get the first one on. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? I did have them in order, but then the order changed when I start putting certain things together. So let's do a nice one. Let's go with this one first. Like I said, in the comments, guys, put your starting bid in. This is from Aoki. Let me just find a little banner for it. Not that one. Aoki, where are you? There you are. Bush, there you go, 15 cm. Aoki, people know these as, or they have been product named as all sorts and that. However, we'll get to the overwintering part a little bit later. I am available next week due to work. Could you ship week of right, guys? Just for the sake of the auction, please don't inundate me with messages. I'm looking for you. Decide what the starting bid is going to be, guys, and if anyone's in. Obviously, Aoki, everyone's going mad for these at the moment. A nice high quality key matsuba, full zipper line, full of color, really nice fins. On top of that, really decent quality, nice clean head as well. For a little 15 centimeter toes eye, body is fairly stacked on it. Yeah, real good addition to anybody's pond. So here we go. So on top of that then, guys, not really much more to say about it. Aoki up in the top of the mountains. His fish set out before he's even spawned them. They are really hard to come by. Just being able to get these in the shop this year. I do understand. I've been fairly lucky, to be perfectly honest. So we are with 75 quid per Tony Farmore Koi, and I'm about to find my stopwatch. Like I said, if anyone wants to come on, send me a message and I'll send you the link. So 2 minutes has started, guys. £100 now. Stop and restart the clock. Nice dog as well, that Andy. So there you go. Who wouldn't want one of these bright yellow things knocking about in between your reds, your blacks, and your whites? Because if you ain't got yellow in your pond, now's the time to get it. You ain't going to be able to buy these in the shop either, guys. These are auction only. Currently with Andy Smith for £100. There's 1.5 minutes left to go. Eye alignment, very good as well. Something that you guys need to be aware of. Size of fins, eye alignment, spine alignment as well. Things that people don't look at. As you can see, it's very active. Lovely silver fins, man. They are proper mint. Really set this off. And there's Elaine is saying there, sorry, Lorraine, stunning core, skin lovely. Everyone should have a yellow fish in the pond. Yeah, I agree. Oh, looks like a yellow dragon. There you go. 45 seconds left, guys. You guys do the talking. I ain't gonna big all my fish up tonight. I got sent a rather nice email saying that I always big my fish up, which is what I'm here to do, to be fair, you know, because I'm selling them. So, but I don't need to because the fish just are talking. 15 seconds. I will sell at £100. Don't delay. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And that is sold to Andrew Smith. Well done, mate. Too late, autistic. You've done it too late, my friend. So that one is my favourite number, 007. Winning bid of £100, and that is for Andrew Smith. Right then, just to go through what we normally do. I've just seen someone's comment that made me smile. Let's effing go. Right, so across the bottom, please give the store a call on 01462858822 and make payment tomorrow, please. Please ensure that you follow up. If you have any issues, again, just give me a shout. But we do need to do that. Remember, there is a shipping fee of only £25, not my fee. That's the logistics fee, i.e. the couriers. We do not make anything on that. So we get 25 quid because we use it so much because we've got a big shop. Right. So we just pass it on to you guys. So that's that one done. Let me, while we're on here, right, I am going to do this. Delete. Yeah, that works. Right then. So we don't do the same one again. We will go on this one. This one, guys, I swear to you, is an absolutely fabulous little tozai from none other than Shinoda. So let me just find the ticker for this one. 20 centimeter by Shinoda. Why is that coming up like that? That's different. Some of the tickers and cement. Right, okay. I had to do all of this on my own today, which is probably why it looks a little bit different, but that works. So Shinoda's, well, as we all know, they're very popular. Doitsu Kohaku, an absolute insane quality piece, lovely red and white skin. On top of that, pattern to die for. All right. Before we get to the pattern, let's have a look at the body shape. Body shape for a Doitsu is absolutely fantastic. It's got a real nice size head. It's got a good, powerful body for a Doitsu fish. You can see the skin is full of luster, a real decent sized backbone. Fins are in proportion. Also, eye alignment is in place. Spine alignment is also in place. Decent sized fin, i.e. nice and clean as well. No leaking of beni in the actual pec fins itself, and also in the tail fin as well. On top of that, you have got the head on like top down looks fairly solid, but I promise you it's not. It's literally down the center of the head and round the side. You can see where it pinches in on the nostrils to make that first done up. So you have got a really nice pattern on the front half of that fish. In the rear half, quite interesting. A big solid done on the left, and then a couple of spots on the right hand side. But what really helps with the balance is the small beni spot right on the tail stop in the peduncle. So we are not selling at £25, guys. So let's keep bidding. As I said, Shinoda, hard to come by. This is a high quality fish, guys. High quality fish. So I am starting the 2-minute timer. Mr. Tate's joined us. Thought I'd drop in like Santa. So, still haven't had any requests to join. You're too shy, people. Here we go. They're really decent. So one thing that we've got to look at in the Doitsu fish is that are not too short in the tail stop, i.e. the tail fin, because they'll turn rugby ball shape. This has got a really good long slender profile to it, which is what you really want. So when they start getting this eye plus, they keep that nice shape. Otherwise they start getting little fat rugby balls, and we don't want that. So it's currently with 25 quid, not selling. You've got a minute left to bid, guys. It's not selling at 25 quid. Minute left. I mean, guys, cracking fish again. This will not be for sale in store. We're still not selling at 50 quid, guys. Minute restarted at 2 minutes left to go. I'm still not selling at 50 quid, guys. This is worth by far a lot more than that. Would you prefer me to put a start price on it? Because I expected people to think, we'll start at 50, we'll start at 70, or even 150, you know, because what I see on other auctions are people putting 600 quid down on 15 centimetre fish, then, you know, we're from the same place. Can you ship week beginning the 7th available? Yes, I can. So we got 1 minute 20 left. I'm not selling at 55. Need to see another 20 quid on there, guys. I need £75 minimum, or I'm not selling. I'll tell you what, Alan, you went far from the truth, mate. Like I said at the beginning, you know, we're not going to carry on. Tony was in there first at 75. Thank you. 75 quid. We've got 3 people in at 75 quid. First person in gets the vote or gets the bid. So looking for 80, 85, 90, whatever you want. This fish, guys, is easy 150 quid in store. All right. I'm not expecting 150, or unless you guys want to pay it, obviously. All right. So don't think I'm being a tightwad. It's now with Gary at 80. Right. I'm just not prepared to let my fish go this year for nothing, guys. All of our bills have gone up as well as yours. Right. You know, just to give you advice, you know, our electric bill alone is 80 grand a year, guys. Right. So, you know, not saying that that'll make our things any dearer. It won't, but I just can't afford to let them go too cheap all the time. So 1 minute 35. Currently with Gary Francis. Gary Francis with 80 quid. So Shinoda Doitsu Kohaku then. Absolute banging example. Okay. Contender in the show scene. If you want to go in the Doits, definitely a contender. Little bit more sun, little bit more decent food. All right. I promise you it's a contender. Number one, it's a Kohaku for a Doits. Always nice. It's very simplistic. It's interesting. Its finish quality is excellent as well. And it's got a very good profile. This would, believe it or not, I'm not bigging it up. This is a contender in the show scene. And what's this one at with regards to size? And that's why it's not working properly. So, Shinoda, where are you? 20 cm, you know, little bit of growing, you'll get it down, you'll get it where you need to get it with regards to show sizes. Oh, there you go. I can do it that way. Look, 20 centimeters then. Shinoda Doitsu Kohaku. We have got 1 minute and 55. 1 minute 10 seconds left. 85 quid. That's a steal. Minute left, guys. We're going to see 100 quid. It's worth that all day long. $30 seconds. Gary Francis back in at 90. 2 minutes time of restarts, guys. I'll tell you what, let's put it down to a minute. 1 minute. It's a good fish for 90 quid. Very good fish. Hi there, Chris, mate. £90 then. Currently we're £90 with Gary Francis. Got a Shinoda doitsu Kohaku, a Tozai at 20 cm. Gary Francis is currently with. 30 seconds left. I'm looking for another tenner. So I've got 20 seconds. I will sell at 90 quid. Just, I ain't going to lie. 10 seconds remaining. Absolute banging fish. That is sold to Gary Francis. Well done, mate. Let me just put that on. Loads of buttons to press. Remember, guys, this is Gary Francis. Congratulations, mate. When you call in tomorrow, if you want it shipping, there is a £25 shipping fee to be added. If you buy more than one fish, or if you've currently got some fish that have been overwintered with us, then if I can safely go into the same box, there will be no additional fee, obviously. However, if it's a new fish or a new customer, there's an initial £25. If you buy more than what's required, i.e. you buy 15 fish and I have to send 2 boxes out, then I will cover the second box payment. You can't get much fairer than that. Probably the fairest when it comes to koi sales on YouTube, to be perfectly honest. So congratulations, my friend. That is a very good purchase. So here we go. Let's see if I can do this again. All right, bear with me because I'm just going to delete this. Delete. Banging. Right then, let's go for something a little bit different. Oh, well over 100 in. All right, there we go. All right, it's not a cheap fish, guys, so don't insult me, please. Really appreciate it if you didn't do that. This is a Kase Showa. Just got to find the ticker for it. Ignore what's on screen at the minute. 27 cm. Is that? Yeah, I need to take that bottom one off now. All right, okay. So serial 006 Kase. So high quality Showa. Nisai 27 cm. For those people that see me do the selection video, the Sumi has really come on strong over winter, and I promise you it is midnight black. It is as black as your iPhone when it's on lock screen. It's got a real deep quality to the actual color itself. The beni plate is consistent as well. It will improve when it goes back outside, and the white skin you can see is already fabulous. But again, with a little bit more daylight on it, it will only get better. It is a female fish. It is a Nisai, and it's already starting to egg up a little bit. So there's a guarantee that you throw enough in its fucking mouth, right, you'll get a little bit of size because it's a female, and female koi get big, apparently. All right. How much, though, is, how big it gets, obviously depends on its environment. When we're looking at the actual body structure itself, excuse me, you've got the red, white, and black on the head and the face, which is a must. And it is a more traditional type Sumi where it is mainly, Showa, where it is mainly black and red with a little bit of white. It's probably more balanced towards the black and the red. However, the white's in the right places enough to give it a little bit of a wow factor. Motogoro is also built up in the fin. It will recede back a little bit. And for those people that watched one of my lives recently, this would have come from a sanke spawning where sanke parent set, I should say, because of the tejame, which is the streak in the fin. But that's started to pull back now, and you can see it in the tail as well. However, this fish will not sell at the price that I'm currently seeing. All right, so currently with Andy Smith at 120 quid, guys. This is a Nisai from Kase, female, and it's showing all the quality in the world, right? So again, I will not sell it too cheaply. 120 quid currently. I'm about to start the timer. Let's go. Oh, sounded like another YouTuber then. 2 minutes restarted. Thank you very much, Neil Cooper. £130 it is. Dave's in at 200. I need to see a little bit more than that, though, guys, please. Well, we've got about, I'd say, a 7-second delay. Bear that in mind, guys. A 7-second delay. Don't start watch it. Oh yeah, I just sorry, mate. I just understood what you meant. Yeah, absolute banging, mate. This fish. I promise you guys. The Dave has seen this fish, by the way. He come down to the shop today. This is the one that he come in to look at as well. If he could, I invited him onto the show, but he obviously hasn't taken me up on the offer. The shy Tinkerbell. That's a way of saying fairy. Yeah, this fish, the sumi in it is absolutely immense. 255. Let's restart that clock. Oh yeah, Mark's seen it as well, actually, at the weekend when he was down. Oh, he's going to come on. I hope so. I hope so, mate. Senior Dave, server Dave, SVR Dave. Hey, Dave. Everyone likes Dave. Right, and here we go. Two minutes has restarted. I'm going to proper do myself in on these vapes, right? Talking to a computer is absolutely mind-numbing. There is 1 minute 40 left. Nearly you're still in, mate. If you are, oh, he's in. Nice one, mate. Thank you very much. Good bid. What you got to say about that then, Dave? Okay, just like that. That's what you're saying about it. Back to you, Neil, mate. At the minute, it's between Dave and Neil. Obviously, Dave's lumped on, which is good to see. Neil has obviously seen quite a lot of potential in this fish. And the reason for that, guys, a lot of people do not appreciate Showa because when they're little, they're very underdeveloped. Very underdeveloped. Neil's out. Thank you very much, mate. Unfortunate that, mate. We're still going to run with it. We've got a minute and a half left, Neil. So if you're contemplating, don't contemplate too long. And if anyone new wants to bid, please put your bid in as soon as you can. The sumi is a lot more underdeveloped on Showa when they're at Tozai because you don't really want to finish fish too early. What I've seen with the Kase fish is that the colder water really, really pulled that sumi out of them. And that's what you got to remember. You think for the future to have a look what certain traits of them fish are actually going to achieve. So overall, think this when you're looking at Showa, especially when you come down to the store at the weekend. I've got loads of Showa in because they're absolutely banging from the Japan trip this February. But you'll see traits where the sumi is sitting under the skin. I always look a little bit bleaker. All right, so £350 with Dave. But once that sumi starts to develop and it starts to really come through, you just got to trust that it's going to keep coming, right? And look at what you can end up with. But on a show scene, if the sumi is not all the way up, all right, as long as there's a balance for that across the fish, it still gets judged in the same manner. Okay, so just because it isn't fully finished doesn't mean to say it's going to be down. And that what have I just done there? That is sold, I believe. Has that come up? It has now. There you go. Sold. Well done, my friend. So that is for Dave. add to your collection, Dave. Very good. Just going to fill the details in on here. Let me put the other ticker on, because for those people that have bought already and you haven't seen it, you can see it on the bottom there. Showa Kase, 3,500 quid to you, Dave. Come nicely like that. £350, and that is Dave SR. Excellent, Dave. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. And let's go back on there. Let's take that on. Congratulations. Woohoo. Marco's in. Nice one, Marco, mate. Gary Francis, well done, Dave. Cheers, Neil. And I'll just see Neil. Well done, Dave, on buying solar panels to try and keep my fish warm. He was going to have a little shower with it. So always a benefit. Right, here we go. Remember to delete these off so I don't get lost. Right, which way do we go now? I've gone all little on the screen. Right, let's put this in. Banners. Sakazume, ginrin, saragoi, it's going on there, so I need to turn that off up there now. In fact, let's do... There's another little ticker I can have on there. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? So then, Sakazume, ginrin, saragoi, nisai, 34 cm, guys. This is an absolute stonking fish. I will point out a couple of little traits on it. So I'll start with the bad. All right. It has got a couple of little achieva spots on it, tiny little achieva spots. It's not uncommon for this to happen because of the bloodlines that these things come from. Let me take that banner off the bottom. Or do I? I'll put it ready. You can see it just on the end of the tail tube and a little one just in the top of the dorsal fin, all right? So doesn't take away from what this fish is. And in fact, if you look at the structure on this fish, it's got an absolute ginormous head and mouth, all right? The backbone for a Nisai at 34 is very wide. So you've got the scaffold for the rest of the fish to build upon. So and if you know Achieva, they're quite hungry creatures and they're going to get they get big. Okay, the head on this fish is extremely clean, i.e. there's no little black underlying shimmies that will come later in life. I can see nothing, not even a tiny little millimeter speck in it. The gin on this fish is excellent, the body frame is excellent, and with time this fish will really body out and grow well in most people's ponds. You will achieve 35. You will achieve 65 to 75 cm with ease on this fish. It's literally got that body frame that says I'm going to do that all day long. So anyway, I ain't going to go. Right, start bid then, guys. I'll start you off. It is 100 quid. All right, to start us off. Any more, I am starting a 2-minute countdown. Bins are good too. What's going to happen with that? As the fukurin starts to develop and that fish starts to widen out, it will become a more developed saragoi. You'll get a darker center to the scale. The fukurin will be a lighter color and it will really, really start to develop in time. So just a little bit of time with that. I don't see any movement in 30 seconds. It will go unsold. It is a Nisai, guys, remember? Did it do? No one wants a Nisai. Starting at 100 quid. I'll sell it at 100 quid if anyone wants it. Currently sitting at 34 cm. 30 seconds to go then, guys. If I don't see a bid, we will move it on. Wow. Ginrin saragoi. Oh, what have I done there? There we go. Okay, that's unsold then, guys. We will move on. Me too, though. Me too. However, Tony, if you want it, mate, I will sell it to you for 100 quid. Unless, can you confirm you're putting 100 on this fish, mate? Tell me which one that's for, Tone. If it's on that saragoi, I'll sell it to you for £100, mate. No problem. If you could just come up in the comments to let me know, Tone, I appreciate that. This fish, good man. That's what I'd like to see. £100 then. This fish for me, I obviously haven't said anything about it. It is Shinoda. It is a doitsu sanke. It does come with a certificate as well. It's a Tozai 22 cm. Sumi's still doing a little bit of work on this fish. What I really like about this fish personally is the beni on one side is fairly strong in comparison to the other, but on the face it's vice versa. And I also like the little sumi spot that's appearing on the forehead. With regards to, hang on, this fish, 1 second, man. When you say this fish, mate, Tony, you need to refresh your feed. I think you're a little bit behind. Me too. Is that for the, can you put saragoi or sanke, please, mate? I don't want there to be too much confusion, or any confusion, in fact. Sanke, thought so, mate. Thank you very much, Tony. Yeah, on this fish itself, the little sumi spot that's coming up in the middle of the head is really going to set this apart from other sanke, in my opinion. The sumi placement's very good as well. So we got little stepping stones going through that fish. Not quite left, right, left, right, left, right, but it's there. When we start to look at the tejime being in the fin, as well as the dorsal, the tail fin as well, on top of that, when you look at the profile of the fish, it is absolutely very top quality with regards to doitsu fish. And I don't know how many times I have to say it. You want a good length on a dorsal fin. Most people want a good length anyway, but on a doitsu fish, that is what you need to look at. It's got a very prominent linear line as well that runs down the center of the fish, which I quite like in doitsu fish as well. So currently with Joe Riddle at 1:30, the 2-minute timer is starting now. Any advances on 1:30 is certified as well. Joe Riddle is in the house, is lobbed on. Really a real decent little fish, this. Right, I'm still waiting for Dave to send me a message. Let me just check to see if he sent me a message so I can invite him. Oh, he has. Hang on a minute. No, he hasn't. That was at 12:15 when he was in earlier. Currently with Joe for 1:30 then. We've got a minute and a half left, guys. Don't let this go for 130 quid, guys. It's worth by far more than that. I have seen 15 centimetre fish, lesser quality than this, go in for £500 elsewhere. Guys, come on. There we go. Tony's back in 1:40. I'm going to reset that timer. Let's go. Just for you, that is, Jigsy, mate. I get myself in so much trouble sometimes. I can't help myself. It's good fun. Back out. Gary's in now. There we go. We've got a 3-horse race. Let's go. Let's go. £150 now with Gary. Reset that timer. Don't wait too long, guys. Does look like there is a slight delay. All right. So, Tony, and come on, mate. Don't let them nick your sanke, mate. You were straight in there with a real good, powerful bid at 100 quid. Currently at £150. Tozai, doitsu sanke from the one and only Shinoda. Certified. 160. Back in. Resetting that clock. £60. I'm thinking about doing an auction site online, or I want to try and get some software where you guys can literally bid live on the fish, and I can move it on personally rather than doing it this way. So it's all pre-programmed, so we can just go, and then you guys can pay as you win, just to get the whole end-to-end process sorted. So over 100 people in then. It's good to see. Gary Francis, can you just confirm what your bid is, mate? I'm expecting that to be 165, but I don't want to take £1 payments, mate. So 165 or 170, please, mate. I've reset the timer anyway. Thank you very much, Gary. Real good. Gary's already had a fish today. Thank you, Gary. I'll give you £1 discount now. £165 currently with Gary Francis. Good price, that. Still cheap. And if you've got a winder, it's even better, because when it swims that way, it looks like one fish. When it swims the other way, it looks like another. So you get two for the price of one. How good am I? Yeah, I agree with that. Lorraine says that the last part of this especially, the tancho spot will be a real talking point. Yeah, I agree with that, mate, to be perfectly honest. Right then, got 50 seconds, guys. Currently with Gary at 165. What are you doing, Tone? Joe, don't dip out. Still a cheap fish, guys, this 22 cm. You won't get a Shinoda anywhere else for that sort of money at this size. 170. Tone is back in. I'm going to reduce the clock to 1 minute now, guys. So a minute to win it. I will restart the timer on any bids that come in. Fair play, mate. Fish are looking healthy and happy. As always, mate, not all of them are, but we do have about 5,000 fishing at the minute. Put all 5,000 together, you're going to get the odd sick one, but it's how you look after them that counts. £170 with Tony Nichols. You've got 35 seconds left. 35 seconds. Don't delay, guys. I will put it to 37 seconds. Joe Riddle is out. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for letting us know. Tony Nichols, 170. Gary, what are you doing, mate? I will send you a link in a minute, Dave. He must have just done his makeup because he's took his time getting his confidence up. 10 seconds. What are you doing, Gary? Let me know. Oh, just about to sell it. £200. I'm going to put a 1 minute timer on. Well done, Gary, mate. That's a good bid, really. Yeah. Really, really good bid. Sorry, someone's just texted me there. Took my eye off the ball. Is out, mate. Gary, well done, mate. Unless anybody else is, I'll give another 30 seconds just while I update that. So, Shinoda, where are you? Shinoda. I ain't got my glasses on. I'm looking for Shinoda down the variety column. That's always a winner, isn't it? Doitsu Sanke Shinoda. Oh yeah, that's what I think. I might do that going forward. Actually, I think that is how it should be done. Well, in, mate. Thank you very much, dude. Let me just put your little ticker on. Little ticker. I don't make that up. That's what they're called. But I've knackered some of it up because I thought I was adding tickers and I weren't. They come up like that on the screen. So, right, let me just grab this, copy that. I'll come over here. Go on WhatsApp. Let's bring you across. Oh, what's going on? Dave. It's all gone Pete Tong. I've lost you on my computer, which is always a fave. There you are. Let's bring that up there. And right, Dave, that has been sent over to you, my man. So if you click on that link, dude, and then just follow the on-screen instructions. There we go. Congratulations, congratulations. Sorry for keeping that fish up on there, guys. I was just inviting somebody that wants to come and say hello and introduce himself. So we will go onto this one. Platinum Ogon, where are you? Shinoda, Sakazume, asagi, kiko, Kohaku, Platinum Ogon, just there. Okay, Nisai, Platinum Ogon from Sakazume. What are we looking for in this fish? Number one, we're looking for the colour to be completely all the way through that fish, exactly the same. Anti-shepherd straighten was £75. Let me just put that other one back up. It's really annoying that I haven't done that right. I'll get better for next time, guys. So Nisai 29 cm. Keep bidding in the comments. So we're looking for no yellow skin. Dave's in the house. Let's get our Dave in. There he is. Speak. Speak to me, Dave. Can you speak? Can you hear me? Can't hear you. Right, okay, let me have a quick look. Edit mic settings, mic volume. Okay. Have you allowed access to your mic, Dave? Can't hear you. Can you speak? Dave, talk to me. Can't hear you. You need to go into your settings. Go into your settings and then allow access to your microphone, pal. Do you want me to ring you? He'll come back in. He'll be panicking now. Yeah, we're looking for no yellowish skin, a real nice white skin throughout that fish, and same as always, eye alignment, good spine alignment, good size and shape fins. Right. This is Nisai. It does need a little bit of feeding up. I ain't going to lie about that. It's an extremely good example of this fish. The fukurin's just starting to come on. The scalation on there, when you see it in the flesh, the video don't do any of these fish any of the fish justice, if I'm perfectly honest. In the flesh, the fish always look better, irrespective. For me, very good. Right, Dave's back in. Let's see if he's working. I'll wait for him to sit down. Speak to me, Dave.
Hello, mate. Hey. Sorry. Yeah, I'm having to use my phone.
Body on that fish, but it will come. Right, yeah. Guys. So currently we are sitting with £75 with Anthony Shepherd. So, right, I would like to introduce you to Dave. This is the guy that's just bought the Showa. So, whoever was out bidding against him, I think it was you, Gary. If you see him in the street, give him back, mate.
Yeah. It's one of those things, mate.
No.
Hey, I'm just sorting out my wires. Hang on.
Your cables. So
yeah, well, the laptop mic's not working, so I'm having to use my phone.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, piece of shit. That might work. Oost.
So thank you for joining, mate. It makes me feel a little bit more human rather than.
I said to the missus, I'll come on and just so you got someone to talk to.
So I won't be selling at £75, guys. So I need to see a little bit more interest in this. I want to see minimum. I will let it go for a minimum of £100. And again, I said I ain't going to let my fish go, but obviously, you know, I'll sell it at £100. That's cost to me. All right, just so you know, I ain't making any money on 100 quid.
There you
So
go.
2
There's your
timer
100.
has restarted. Yeah, so there you go. You look a bit like Tyson Fury, mate, except skinnier. You know what I mean? Tell me about your pond, Dave, or tell the viewers about your pond.
Oh, this pond. It's been built for what, just over a year. It went horribly wrong the first time round, so it all got ripped out, fiberglassed, bottom drain, and that was done reset up 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the people that built it the first time round completely fudged it. We had nothing but issues, lost a lot of fish, had antibiotics for some of them, and finally getting to enjoy, I suppose, what we've got left.
You have, right. So just put people in. Dave come to the shop. I don't know how long ago now, 6-7 months ago now. For the first time.
What the first time we bought a fish?
No, when you see me when we first spoke in the shop 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Dave was fairly new into the hobby. He's built an absolute he had a pond built by someone claiming to be an expert. The pond was built, and he was buying some really lovely fish, only to then fall foul to some bacteria. And then when we started to try and break down the issues that we were seeing, it was very clear that the person that had said that he was a pond expert clearly wasn't. And part of the issue that Dave was getting was down to, let's say, buying fish from all over the place, just to keep it simple.
Yeah, we won't name names, but I've only got fish from 3 places, and it was the last fish we introduced was from far away, and we think that's what brought the bacteria in, but we're never going to know.
You never know.
Everything was going well up until I got two from that place, and it was then started to go downhill within probably 3 or 4 weeks of them being introduced.
Yeah. So on top of that, you had a pump fed drum, correct?
Yes.
On a did you have a retro bottom drain?
No.
Just a pump.
No, there was no bottom drain in there.
Yeah.
So it was just pump fed, coming in going through the heat pump into the drum, and then returning through a blade. But it just wasn't. It just couldn't. The way they positioned the drum, the water level, you just couldn't get enough media in there. You could only fill it up 40%, and it just couldn't turn over and do what it needed to do. So we had nitrite was forever high. We were doing, I mean, it's a 4,000 gallon pond, and I was having to do 50% water changes sort of every 3 days just to keep the nitrite down. We did everything, just everything, but it was ultimately the liner, because it wasn't fiberglass, because they said there's no point. But yeah, the liner, the way they'd folded it in the corners was just harboring white crud, which was obviously full of bad bacteria, and it didn't matter what we did. The fish had already got into them. I think it was bacterial gill disease along those lines.
Yeah.
So we lost, monetary terms, thousands of pounds.
Let me just hold you there, because we're talking money, right? £100. I'll put the timer on. You got a minute, guys. 100 quid for a fish like this. You are having my pants down. Guys, come on, let's get your hands in your pockets. I want to see 105, 110. Nisai, banging example of a platinum ogon, guys. Whoever gets this, I promise, will not be disappointed. You was in the shop earlier, Dave. Am I?
Well, no, I've got one of these. I've got a platinum ogon, and I'll tell you what, when they flash or swim past the window, you know, I think everyone needs a white fish. Just breaks it all up. But yeah, this one, I see it earlier on. It's a cracking fish. There's literally nothing wrong with it, and you get a bit of heat, some food, and get some size on it. It'd be a nice addition.
It certainly does need a bit of feeding up. I ain't going to lie on that. But quality-wise, it's all there. But I'm just trying to find it on here. There it is there. I will sell it at 100 quid. You have got 25 seconds. And at the minute, Scotty P knows he's had me pants down. 20 seconds, and then we'll put the next one up. I'm going to bring you back to what your experience was in a minute, Dave, just why we go through this. Because I don't want to get on that. 10 seconds. Quick check. No one fancies it. Not even for 105 quid. Bunch of tight wads. Scott, congratulations, mate. You are now the owner of a banging platinum ogon, mate. Congratulations, mate. That is absolutely fantastic. Right, now we've got you on. I can do this like this, mate, which is really much better. So while we bring the next one up, should we go with a nice asagi? I think we will. Let's do an asagi. Shinoda, Kanoka, asagi. Down there a bit more. Boom. And then I'll bring you back. Everyone can see your face nice and clearly there. Right, high quality asagi, guys. Absolutely next level. All right. Tozai, 26 cm, bodying up a treat. Look at it. Look at the body on that. Right, and you'll see that nice submarine frame. You have got an excellent scalation on it all the way through. It's starting now to mature up a little bit. It's got a little bit darker, or it's getting a little bit darker. The beni, if you see on the actual selection video, the beni has just started to come round below the lateral line, which is what I would expect to see a fish of this young. So there's no gamble. It's coming. All right. You can see in the pecks it's starting to come. Those pecks will go bright red in time. Trust the process. You've got a lovely clean head, but stocked from Coda. Let's go. This is an absolute top quality fish, guys. All right. And if you ain't got an asagi in your pond, you need one. Why not have this one? You know, what we're going to see from this coming forward is the beni development will come further into the fin, into the dorsal, into the tail. And as that thing gets, as that fish gets bigger, it's already showing the frame. Right, the frame is really important on a fish of this sort of size. It is going to body out really, really nicely. Profile wise, I don't think you can ask much better for a fish of this size, if I'm perfectly honest with you. It's got a nice head, nice big head. Asagi are not always going to get the biggest fish in the pond because they won't, because of the bloodlines they come from. However, for a young fish, the frame on this says it's going to beef out. So for me, an absolute top example. And let's start the bidding off at £100. Right, I am going to start a 2-minute timer, guys. All right, let's go. Did it, well done, Andy. Thank you, mate, or Scotty even. Someone likes it. That is mint. You are right, Marcus. So, right, back to you, mate. Why these guys are bidding or not bidding currently? To go over your pond setup, you went from pump through your heat source or through your drum filter into your heat source, return from a blade that was top central to your pond, correct?
That's it.
Yeah.
It was it was just in my opinion, that filter couldn't handle what I needed it to do. And then, but it was like the perfect storm, because you look at, okay, so the filter couldn't do that. Then you had the liner, which was just wrong. There were just issues, constantly issues. But what's frustrating is, before I spent a penny, I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted a bottom drain. I knew I wanted it fiberglass in, or at least a box weld liner. And they just convinced me that that's not the best way of doing things. And of course, you're speaking to so-called experts. So yeah, I took their word for it, and within 9 months, the whole thing was ripped out. All the filtration, everything's gone, and basically started again.
Have you got returns coming through the side of your pond now?
Yeah. So originally, that was the other thing. The only return we had was the blade. There was no current, effectively, no movement at all. So now I've got 3-4 returns.
And are you seeing a lot? Right. So from what you previously had to what you've got with side returns,
yeah,
do you see a lot
there's
more movement in your fish now?
Yeah, so there's more movement, which obviously helps move the crap around. But I'll tell you, I've also got a backy shower on there now.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you what, the water is just crystal. It's crystal constantly.
But your
The
ammonia
fish
levels have shot through the floor now, haven't they?
Yeah, all my levels are where they should be.
Yeah.
And because of what happened previously, I am checking every day, just check them. And as soon as we sort of give them a bit of food, I'll give it an hour. I'll check it again just to make sure that, I can't go through what we went through before. So I'm pretty sure before I had it redone, I was on the phone to you saying, mate, I'll give up. I'm just closing the pond down.
Yeah. No, we had numerous. I tried my hardest to actually so yeah, bear with me, Tone. Let me show you, mate. I will 26 cm on Tozai, that is, Tone. Just so you know. Starting at under £1. Yeah. From I felt let's just say devastated for you, because I obviously started to share some of thank you, Tony. I started to share some of the issues that you was going through, like being on the phone with your missus while you're away and stuff, to make sure
Yeah. So she didn't like fish, wouldn't touch a fish, weren't interested. And then I'm on holiday and she's getting them out of the pond, scraping them, running the scrapes down to you to have a look at. All of a sudden, she's more into the pond than what I am now.
Well, it's always good to have the boss involved. But
mate, she's like a magpie though. That's the problem. We come into the shop, as soon as we see, I mean, she has got an eye for expensive fish. We've learned that, because any fish she likes is probably the most expensive one in the pond. So I need to keep her away from you. That's what needs to happen.
Yeah. But on top of that, mate, when you was lucky enough to get a vet, wasn't you?
Yes, yeah. When was that? That was Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
Christmas Eve, the vet come round, looked at the pond, and then gave us the antibiotics. Yeah.
Are you willing to say how much that cost? Can you remember? If you don't have
what,
to
for
say
the vet?
For the vet.
Yeah, on Christmas Eve and the antibiotics, 150 quid.
There you go, guys. So all of this, it costs thousands. All right. If you've got a few grams worth of fish in your pond, right, you get bacteria. Chucking PP in ain't going to help. Chucking a bit of acroflavin in ain't going to necessarily help, especially if you've got the nasty bacteria that we see. Right. And I remember, in fact, you even sent your you went to Paula Reynolds first, didn't you? Is that correct? Where you sent your fish swabs to Lincolnshire
over in Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincolnshire Fish Health.
That's it. Yeah.
And it come back. We see the report. I'm looking at the report. There was actually 4 different types of bacteria on there, wasn't there?
3 or 4. Yeah.
So, what was really interesting is that the bacteria that was introduced into your pond was from fish or attack fish that had poor health, correct? When you actually break down what type of bacteria it was.
Yeah.
So therefore, it didn't really spread extremely quickly through your pond. And you was in warm water as well, because you had air source heat pump on. Right?
We're what, 20 degrees, I think.
And
yeah.
Normally, when we see that, we would see an aggressive bacteria would just run through that pond really quickly. But what was quite interesting is that every bacteria within on your fish then had produced a byproduct, then produced another bacteria. So overall, 3 or 4 bacterias were all byproducts of the leading bacteria that was on that fish. So when it comes to actually coming back, it come back with a list of medication that said which antibiotics are best, which are good, which are not suited, which I found really quite interesting, actually. Did you have to produce that to the vet in order to get the right antibiotic?
Mate, right. Well, the first thing I will say is I was told finding a vet that's going to do anything is hard. I've got dogs, so I phoned up my vet originally. There was nothing they were going to do at all, and they said, look, try this other one who's relatively local to us, but they mainly deal with farmyard and horses. And it's the second phone call, and I say I can't rate them high enough. They did everything that you'd want them to do. The vet himself wasn't working that day, but he basically gave me a call on his day off, asked again, what the antibiotics by from what's going to work down to least effective, and obviously had to weigh the fish and give him the weight so he could sort it all out for me. There was nothing I had to do effectively. He turned up, saw the fish, so now they're effectively under his care, and he had 5 vials of the antibiotic and all the instructions I needed. He was probably at my house for
Did you administer
5 minutes.
Yourself?
Yeah. So I've got another.
On the food.
Say again, sorry, mate.
Did he provide you any antibiotics that were food based, or was it all?
No, it was all injectables.
Okay. Right, let's get another fish on, because we didn't talk much, and Tony just stole that for £100. I shouldn't have sold it at that, to be fair, but hey, you're a winner. Right,
I was just reading Susan's comment there.
Yeah, mate, she's had it. She's had it bad, man. Banners for this one. Oh, which one did we sell earlier? That was 07. This one's that one. There you go, guys. All right. Aoki magic. All right. Seen, like I said earlier, very difficult to come across. Right. Some people will call it a yellow dragon, and you can see that the scales are either side. What I really like about this one, I ain't going to repeat myself what we've done earlier on. What I really like about this one is how tight that dorsal line is of scale. It is so tight. It is absolutely unreal. The pecs, again, absolutely insane. The color all the way through this fish is insane, and you're going to struggle to get any better color than what you're seeing on that video. These fish will not sell at 50 quid, guys. Right? I have seen these go far more on someone else's site, and they're from the same breeder. So let's get our hands in the pockets, guys, because this is insulting at 60 quid at the minute. Let's keep it going. So, thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say, Anthony, obviously I see this fish earlier on, and it's the color on it in person. The color on it is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, so Aoki has got a real good line of unusual fish. They're extremely well sought after, but we've started to see a little interest in these because the yellow dragon, as people call it, but it is a key matsuba at the end of the day. With regards to the quality, you've got to pick the right fish to get the right quality. And like I said earlier, we're looking to get a really nice profile on all fish, but doitsu especially looking for a bit of length. This fish for me is a very, very good example of what's to come. If I was to keep this fish on, grow it to 30, 40 cm, you're paying a lot more than what we're seeing on screen now, and they are hard to come by. So, yeah, good. The thing that you've got to keep with these is the color and the condition of the skin. Right, so it's very easy to feed too much color food on a yellow fish, and then you'll start to see orange blemish come up on the skin at times. But looking like I do, so the little things that I do when we're really looking close into the skin, right, we're trying to see if there's any shimmies or other colors that sit deep, because generally they develop over time. So there isn't a blemish on this fish. This is an extremely good fish, as was the other one earlier on, to be perfectly honest. So, right, I know you quite well now with your fish selection. What I will say is this: what is your favourite type of fish? Right, because
it
if you like
changes.
me, I haven't really got what I have, but it changes when I see good ones sometimes.
So originally, I would say it was tancho, and so I like yellow, right? So probably a kitsuri. That's kind of changed now. Showa, but so the Showa that I got tonight, to me, that's spot on. That's the way, because you can get Showas that are predominantly white with a little bit of orange and black, or you can get the
Red.
black. Yeah,
Red and black. Never orange.
Never orange, always red.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's at the moment.
That's known as a Kindai Showa. So that's a
Right.
more modern type. So the more white skin you've got, that's more modern. The more black and red, or more balanced, like heavy asumi, that's a traditional type Showa. And your preference is traditional.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 2 minutes on this, guys.
But I'm like, we had this conversation earlier on when I said, I don't have a specific. I like the really random things. I like a one of a kind that you don't see often. That's the kind of fish that I like. Yeah. What did I put in there today? The fat thing, tabasab, whatever they're called.
You had one in
Yeah.
your didn't you?
Yeah.
How's that gone into your pond? Done well? Minute and a half left, guys.
You know what? That thing loves the window.
Oh yes.
It'll put it in the water, down it goes, and then all the other fish started shoaling up, and this instantly sort of latched on to the shoal, and then just sits at the window.
Mate, they're quite comical. I mean, you had a longfin NND high quality tamasaba. That thing, mate. I want to see that thing at the end of summer
when it's the size of a football.
Oh, I'm restarting the timer, guys. Yeah, that will be like that by the end of the summer, mate.
Especially I'm hoping so. Well, we're heated at the minute. Obviously, we've got the food going in, so yeah, hopefully we can put some size on it. But yeah, things like that. Just I like the random.
Absolutely, most people do, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, although I do have a soft spot for Shiros.
Yeah, so this year I might as well tell people now. I've moved all of my personal fish on. So I have currently sat with an empty pond with just bubbles in it. I mean, it's really sad. But I am I'm going more down the private line now, rather than building a collection of all sorts. Because I'm lucky enough to work what I do, I get to see fish all day long. So I'm starting to get an eye for different things, and my style has changed somewhat. So I am going sanke, funnily enough. That's what I was anyway. Shiro, and I'm just going to have one orange fish, being a ginrin benigoi, which is what the missus wants, and also I've got my eye on a couple of fish in the shop, but yamabuki from Mariju as well, because I've got some real bangers from there. So a little bit of yellow to break up the red, white, black, and the black and white, and a little bit of orange to break that up again. So probably going to keep it down to around 10 to 12 fish, because I had around 28 to 30 in the pond before, and it's a little bit too many. So 30 seconds left. So I'm really scaling back on how many, just so I can concentrate on building. I'm in heated anyway, but I want to concentrate on really stocking the fish out and bodying them up from an early age. So 15 seconds left. Currently with the autistic one at £190. 10 seconds. Don't delay, guys. I will sell it at that. Obviously. That is sold to the autistic koi keeper. Well done, mate. You got yourself an absolutely fantastic fish there. I know that you know where we are, mate, because you're down there enough. But nevertheless, can all those that have won fish tonight, please give the shop a call tomorrow to make payment and tell us if you want collection, etc., or if you're going to collect, or if you want it delivering. An extra fee of £25. So where am I looking? Just there, and that is 009, and that is for 190, and that is I think you changed your name, autistic, haven't you? I think you have. So let's just bring this up nice and big.
Oh, there we are.
There you go. Let's delete the background. Let's go with this one.
There's a shocking delay.
Not for me, there's not.
Okay.
I've got it running on the iPad as well. And actually, I'm seeing the bids on that before I actually see where I'm streaming from first, which is really weird, but it is what it is. Right, we are going to go to one of my favourite little farms in Japan. Being, where are you? Oh, it's just turned itself off. That's mint. Da-da-da. Where are you? Is he back in the room yet? Nope. There you are. Bush. If I put the video on, I don't know if I put the video on. Let's have a look. There you go. But let's bring Dave back in. Good to always push the wrong button, mate. So
yeah,
this is this guy, guys. It's new stocking from Japan. These coming in November. They've been out of the way for some time. Right, what have we got here? We've got an absolutely dreamy Akamatsuba from the one and only Otsuka. If you're going to buy these, there's a few places I would go. The first will always be Otsuka for this variety, because if I'm honest, they're absolutely banging from him. His bloodlines are absolutely immense. We're looking for full orange throughout this fish, or red. Aka means red as well as just to put it out there. Full colour throughout the whole of the fish, dorsal, belly, pecs, etc. Which this has got. There's no white anywhere. On top of the fish, you'll see a nice light sumi. Right, that will darken in time as that fish starts to fill out. The scale will start to separate more, and you will then eventually end up with a very, very unique pattern, especially when the fukurin comes through. So fukurin is the skin that grows between the scales, and it looks like a net has been thrown over the fish. That will come out red, but very light. The dark undertone in the scale then makes it look like you've got a really nice dark top fish with a nice bright net over the top. In other words, this fish is very young still. The qualities that we're seeing in it: big head, good sized mouth, structures there, fins are in alignment, and they're also a very good size and a good shape. The eyes are in alignment, right? Notice I'm going to keep saying this until you guys start looking at things like this. All right. Eyes are in alignment. The spine is in alignment as well, because sometimes the spines may just be off. all right? And that is a massive demerit with the fish itself. Underlying on the head, so these fish are prone to shimmies, i.e. matsuba. So again, you have to look deep in the skin. One place you don't really want a shimmy to come up. Shimmies happen. They're a small demerit. It doesn't take away from what the fish is unless you're covered in shimmies. You get the odd shimmy here and there and you show it, doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to win in class. Okay, because you're looking at body, you're looking at skin, you're looking at deformation, how the fish holds itself, how it moves in the water, and then you're looking at the pattern, right? If that fish has got good body, good skin, right, good pattern, and there's a shimmy on it, but the other fish hasn't got such good skin, there's a chance that you're still going to win. In fact, you've got a better advantage than one that will have a shimmy on it, that hasn't got a shimmy on it, for example. All right, so waffling a little bit. I want to see a minimum 150 to start me off on this, guys. And it is from Otsuka. 150 to start. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on. Who's got 150 to start me off? Is a Nisai, guys. Remember, is a Nisai. It's not Tozai. This is a Nisai. I bet this don't sell. And people will kick themselves in the summer when I show this fish again, if it don't sell in the shop, that is. These are available in the shop, and they're not 150 quid. They're more. So you ain't got one of these yet.
I know I haven't.
You see a big one of these earlier in the that belongs to Mark Oxo Cube in the sail pond outside.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've been on it. So with right, trying to sort of preempt what a fish is going to do. When you look at the head to then the top fin, so the longer or the larger that gap, I'm assuming means potentially the bigger it'll get. Is that right?
Yeah. So yeah, that gives you the start of the spine, basically. So if you need to look at the size of the head first.
Yeah.
Because if it's got a head that's dead little and then a really long spine, you've got a little flat face fish. Right. So first and foremost, I like to break a fish down into triangles. All right. So the head has to be a good triangle shape, and the body then will have a bit more of an elongated triangle, if you like. Right. So when you put them together, you've got the perfect shape. If them triangles don't make the right profile, then I'm going to look back why. So if that third, like the triangle on the head, is too short, then straight away I know that fish isn't going to get big, right? Because it's going to stunt the growth, or it will, as it gets bigger, that head will look deformed, and you'll have a deformed looking fish. With regards to the spine itself, when you look at from the back of the head to where it's going, all right, there has to be a decent amount of space. If that dorsal fin is too close to the head, again, you're going to get a misshaped fish, and it's going to show that it's not going to be a big fish. All right. So when you put the two together, if you've got a real decent length from the nose to the dorsal fin, that is the start of where things to come. You have to couple that up with the tail tube, though. So on the peduncle, which is the fleshy part just before it meets the fin on the tail stop, there has to be a decent length there as well. Otherwise, you end up with that. Rather than this, you end up with that and belly. Okay, so you're looking at overall. Okay, currently with Tony, who's spending some money today, has currently got one fish, been bidding on others, £150. I am going to put the 2-minute timer on now. So whoever gets this fish are not going to be disappointed, guys. Honest to God, I expected to be more interest in this. This is a very good quality fish, high quality. The other thing I failed to mention is the nostrils are not dark. All right, so part of the quality that you're seeing on matsuba is you don't have dark nostrils, irrespective of what variety. If they're nice and clean, they're more sought after. So because obviously it adds to the finish of the fish, especially when it gets bigger. So that is one criteria that's very difficult to meet. But when you've got it, it does make a difference. Makes a big difference, in fact. Some people like it because it gives their fish a bit of character. But if you're looking down the what do we need? Does anyone make it a brew? Make us a brew. Come on.
Right.
I tell you what, it's hard to make a brew, isn't it? So £150. Yeah, that's another quality that you don't tend to see. What brings this into a high quality is there's no marks in the pecks either. Sometimes with a younger fish, you'll get darker marks in the actual peck itself. You're never going to get rid of them, right? So if we're seeing on this like complete red, right, which is again part of the high quality variety, it is also completely finished. So there's no white around the edges of the fins, right?
Yeah.
Which is very hard to come by. 20 seconds. This is cheap at 150 quid, but I will sell.
It's a steal. 150 quid. It's an absolute steal.
As always, mate. 5 seconds. I will sell this to Tony. By the time I finish writing his name, if there's no bids coming in, that is sold. Well done,
Wow.
Tony, my friend.
Congrats, Tony.
Fucking, I always get depressed. I don't know why I do these auctions. I get depressed. I don't know why I sell fish. I get depressed selling fish. I can do a copy and paste on that. That speeds things up for me. Bang it. Right. Well done, mate. Again, just for because I have to do this, believe it or not, because trading standards constantly fucking giving me grief. Please give the shop a call 01462850822 tomorrow to make your payment. Just give them the screen name that you want on, or the reference number of the fish as well. If you don't remember your reference number, look back on the video, it'll all be on there. Also, remember, if you're choosing delivery, there's a £25 additional fee to add to that. On top of that, guys, if you do receive a fish and there's a problem, give me a ring. We will work together in order to resolve it. But remember, I cannot accept any returns because it's livestock. As soon as it leaves our premises, it does not come back in, just for the biosecurity hazard reasons. And like I said, I have to say that because trading standards have instructed me to do so. Just me. I'm the only fish auction that they've contacted. You know, all these on YouTube. I'm the only bloody one. But there you go.
Well, Lorraine's spot on with what she's just put up.
What did she say? I didn't see it.
She said, "Happy people getting bargains tonight."
I'm not happy though.
No.
Okay, let's go with which one? I have to get closer to the screen because they're dead little on my screen. I think it's that one. Let me just have a quick look. That one. Beni Kiko. Ba-ba. I've got one there. Where's the other one? Oh, just there. It is number 11. A Fuji Beni Kiko, Tozai 22 cm. Little rocket, as you can see, powering through. Another doitsu fish. Very well balanced in pattern. You've got a 3-step pattern. There is a Beni spot right in the tail stop of this fish. It's very difficult to pick out on camera though. Big body. It is obviously nowhere near finished with regards to development. So what will happen on this is that sumi will start to come through. You will end up with a very gunmetal grey type fish with them Beni spots. Thank you very much, Sass. Very heavy Beni spots. I'm starting this bid off at £50, 20 22 cm. You can see, yeah, it's got a hell of a body. Look. You see how that light is picked up on the actual spine itself. That white stripe. That is the thickness of the spine, and that's the skin shining through on that, which is basically showing you the bone structure immediately. So I haven't seen it.
Tony's already in at 100.
Well done, mate.
But yeah, so this one seems to have a bit of girth on it as well.
Yeah, likes a little bit. Doitsu fish, mate. I like a little bit of that. Quite a fan favourite, the Beni Kikos. The problem that we have with Beni Kikos sales wise is that, again, people always see a finished Beni Kiko and they look absolutely next level when they're finished. But as young fish, you don't want them finished. You want that to develop in your pond so you get the quality as these fish get bigger. So you're always looking for an underwhelming sort of fish to start with, just so you can learn from it. And on top of that, when it turns into that beautiful fish, you go, yeah, I've done that. You know, if you end up being more like an Italian, and I'm not being rude when I say this, the Italians, the dealers, when we see them over in Japan, are always looking for finished fish. So it don't matter what size it is, the finished fish is always nice to have in your pond. But if you have it too early, koi age like we do. So the older they get, right, if you've got a finished fish earlier on, the quality is going to fall off as it gets to a point where you're enjoying the size. Right. However, if you get an underdeveloped fish at a young age, as you start to get it to size and really start to enjoy your fish, that's when it's going to start to blossom into that finished piece. So therefore, you have that quality longer at that point where you enjoy your fish more. Right. So
Yeah.
that's sort of.
But that's what I found. Oh, my phone's died. That's sound, isn't it?
Oh, no. So currently with Tony at £100. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on there, guys. Looking for 105. Let's move this one on. I'm going to kick him out until he gets it sorted. I think we can all agree. Nice bloke is our Dave. Our Dave, as most people are that come down to see me, actually. But I'm really glad he come on to have a chat at the same time. 1 minute 30 to I sell it, unless somebody else puts a bid in. Looking for £105, please. Still got some bangers to go. We are looking at some Kohaku, a nicer, a bigger size Beni Kiko, ginrin tancho sanke, the hirasori, and a couple more Kohaku as well, and the Kanoko asagi as well. Absolute banging. Dave's just told me his phone died, which was a shame. He was getting into the run of it then. 50 seconds left. Oh, evening lease from a Fuji Beni Kiko Tozai 22 cm. A Fuji, tiny little farm, just a 2-man band up in the mountains. There's some absolutely stunning fish. This bloke, one of my favourites. Last year's fish were exceptionally good from a Fuji, so I'm expecting the same this year as well. 15 seconds. I will sell to Tony Farmore Koi YouTube channel. I haven't done. He's just got his 1,000 subs. Well done, mate. Congratulations. 5 seconds left. Fair warning, that is sold to Farmore Koi. Well done, my friend. That's £100 to you. I heard that. My dog just farted. Excellent, mate. Well done. That's a really good example. That you'll have a lot of time for that, mate. Bit more time is all that's required on that. Did I show Cal the video? Did you send it to me, Pete? I don't know. Or you should send it to Kel directly. Right, where are we going to go? Right, let's have a look. Let's go. I'll tell you what I didn't do. Note to self, number videos. Well, I've just got to make sure I've got the right, because I've got 3 Kohaku on. I don't want to put the right size on. So just bear with me. Right, let's have a look what I've just put up. That way I can then bring up the credentials to go with it. If I can find them. Ta-da. It's not that one. Is that one there? Right, there we go. Found them. Bear with me, please, guys. Mitaro. So this is number 1. So details scrolling across the bottom there. So this is a Nisai Momotaro Kohaku 30 cm, extra good body. Shiroji and Beni plate doing really well. What you will find with Momotaro koi, the Beni is quite soft on young fish, but from examples that I've seen that I sold a couple of years ago, so I've just seen the chats. I hadn't seen the chats until then. The Beni on the fish, from examples that I sold a couple of years ago, with a good colour food, that Beni really starts to enrich now. So again, people often associate Beni with being deep red. Beni will come in different shades, so to speak. So you have a softer Beni, you have a harder Beni. What we're really looking for is the consistency in the colour through the fish. It doesn't really matter to anyone's eye other than your own, whether or not that Beni suits you or not. However, you've also got to understand that fish change with age, right? So if you're feeding a really good colour food, Momotaro fish are renowned for that Beni thickening up in time as that skin thickens, and that colour will get deeper and deeper. On top of that, when we look at this fish, we're looking at the sashi lines. Okay, so the sashi lines, for those people that don't understand, is the front end of the colour on the Beni being the red. You see like a little shady area. So that's what we call sashi. So that is the colour that is sitting deep down in the skin. Okay, what we're looking for in that is a nice tidy sashi line. Okay, shouldn't be any more than 3 scales deep, and if it is 3 scales deep, it needs to be consistent. Same if it's 2 scales and 1 scale, irrespective, doesn't matter how deep it is, but no more than 3 scales. It needs to be consistent. So if it's 1 scale, it needs to be 1 scale all the way through. 2 scales, ditto. 3 scales, ditto. You can see on this fish, the sashi line is around 1 scale, but it is literally the same all the way through, which is what gives us that quality. It's the same on every single dam through this fish. The second part is the kiwa. So the kiwa on this fish is developing. What we are seeing is it's starting to develop into Marazomi kiwa. So Marazomi is where it's a scallop, and it starts to come into the actual full scale of the fish. Right, there is different types of kiwa. But in a young fish, we're not expecting Marazomi kiwa from the start. It has to develop into that. But what you can see is that where it is already there, that is a good sign that it's going to keep going in its development. So don't always look for that kiwa on a younger fish. Number 3, I don't need to say about the body on it. The body speaks for itself. It's got a massive head. It's got a massive mouth. It's got a good structure. Skin quality is on point for this fish. Again, where it's filmed and the type of lens we use, it degrades. it degrades the quality of the fish. Basically, in the eye, this fish has got a very decent skin quality. On top of that, when we look at that coupled with a pattern, we've got a really unique head pattern. Being some people would argue that it is a Maritan spot. For me, it's not Maritan, it's too low down in the face. But you've got an interesting balance pattern, right? It's not your traditional 3/4 step. It is a different type of key pattern that makes it stand out from the rest. I am looking for £100 to start us off. 2 minutes starts now. Or not now. I've got to find it again. Where's my stopwatch? I was just saying. 2 minutes starts now. £100 Momotaro to start us off. £100. Who's got £100, guys? You won't get the Momotaro for £100 this side anyway. I'm starting at £100. Nobody wants a Momotaro Kohaku with this standard, which is Nisai for £100. Are you mad? Mixed koi pond. Oh, why has that jumped all the way up there? I'm hoping to come down to Perfect Aquatics this week. Crafty, never been, so looking forward to the trip. Now's the time to come, mate. To be perfectly honest, all but a couple of the ponds will be open for sale. Mick, I was down Sunday, 5-hour round trip, but he won't be disappointed, mate. Ask Crafted show you. He's back. Hiya, dude.
Mate.
Put your batteries back in.
It weren't that the phone plays up. It don't charge. You know when it's
1 minute
like
left. £100. Who's got £100? Andy Smith's in at £100.
Well, Andy, I was listening. But yeah. Anyway, we're all sorted now, plugged in and charging.
Good man. You see, these are the. Remember when you said you like my lives and shit goes wrong?
love a fake. YouTube live.
Don't matter. No one else is seeing what this fish is capable of, guys. This is where I get really depressed. Really depressed. Thank you, Scotty.
So on this fish, the side that we can see now, where you've got the longer bit of red, as the fish grows, would that separate into effectively two patches down the side, or would that just get?
Not, mate. What?
No.
So basically, when you look at this fish, it's got so much character and potential coming. That will continually grow with the fish. But what you've got to look at is when, at the moment, as a Nisai, it's already showing how much strength and power that this fish has got in its body. When you look into the shoulder area, the head is
the shoulders broad.
So when that starts to open like this, Dave, right? What you've got to imagine is that red down the side will actually become more prominent on top of the fish, and you'll see more white skin shiroji start to appear. So you have to frame your fish differently for the size that's coming through. Okay, yeah. So as that fish gets bigger, not longer, but bigger in body mass, and that flesh starts to pile onto the rib cage, that will start to happen. So therefore, you will see more of that pattern from the top. It's absolutely insane.
And this has got potential to get big as well.
Salary package, I tell you, you've got me cheap, mate. I'm telling you for nothing. And I thought he was going to say the extraordinary invoice that he gets from Japan when I go shopping. 1.5 minutes left, £120. Let's keep them bids going, guys. It's too cheap at the minute. I need to see a bit more money to move this on, I'm afraid. I can't let this go for £120, guys. I can't let it go for £120. It's too much of a. It's from one of the best breeders in the world for Kohaku, being Momotaro. Okay, so again, I appreciate your bidding, but I'm telling you now, my competitors would laugh their heads off if I sold this fish at this much. Right? In fact, they wouldn't even entertain that as a start bid, to be perfectly honest. But let's keep it going. I appreciate you. Right, what is everyone laughing at in the comments here? I think you should sing like in the video on live stream. I don't think I should, Pete. I was singing The golden cockerel crows in the morning to peak today. For those people that don't know it, look it up on YouTube. It's a banger. Okay, 30 seconds left. I'm not selling at 120, lads, so I need to see more money on this fish, please. It is a Nisai from Mitaro. You ain't getting that anywhere. 10 seconds left.
We're up to 140 with Scotty P.
Okay, you've just rescued that, Scotty. I'm still not where I need to be, guys. Just letting you know, I'm still not where I need to be for this fish, guys. Adrian Mann's in 150. And Nisai, guys, go on to Google and put in Momotaro Nisai and then have a look at what they sell for in store, guys, because I promise you, you're nowhere near with regards to the RRP. However, keep the bidding up. I'm not there yet. We need to see a bit more money than that. I do apologise.
See, I don't have a Kohaku in my pond.
You don't have a Kohaku?
No.
Well, when you look at the body structure on this, Dave, all right. Again, think about what we were speaking about earlier, the distance from the nose to the dorsal, right? As a Nisai, it's still got a huge amount of growth left in it.
Right? I was looking at the size across the shoulders.
White skin on the head as well. The qualities there's no beni in the fins anywhere, all right, which is a must when we're looking at Kohaku. The key will develop as well, which is the end of the scale pattern, all right. That fish, I promise, will be an absolute slab, right? As long as you feed it well and keep it in nice water. And you'll heat it as well, so you'll get maximum growth. Scott P's in 80. Resetting that clock. 200. People must have just looked at how much they're worth and realised that, you know, they're under egging it a little bit.
I'm tempted. As soon as I start, I can't stop.
All right, this is a £600 fishing shop, guys. Just so you know, 595 is the asking price in shop. I need to see another 50 quid to sell it. Currently at 200, a minute and a half left. Currently at 200 with Dave's in 250. There you go. So we're now selling. All right, don't let this go for 250 though, guys. That's half price. All right. If you understand the fish, you will see not only from Momotaro being one of the big Kohaku breeders for big fish. You know, he was the first man on the scene with Jumbo Tozai, right? He is also one of the main players. 280 by Adrian Mann. One quality I really want to point, or two qualities: no beni in the fins, guys. All right, too many fish out there with beni in the fins on Kohaku. Right, everything I pick will not have beni in the fins. On top of that, how clean that head is. All right, that head, the skin on the head is exceptionally good. All right, when you see that transition from the back of the head into the flesh, right, as that skin gets, you know, thicker and thicker, it will get whiter and whiter. Thank you very much, AD. Good bid in there, mate. I appreciate that. Currently with Dave at 300 though, still cheap, too cheap actually.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this one in a couple of years' time.
That's what you need to do. That is going to body out to, I promise you, Dave, end of the summer, you're going to have on heat, mate, with good food, on a good feeding regime in your pond, you're easily going to put, what's it at now, 30 cm. You're easily going to put 15 cm on that. That's not just left. 15 cm on a fish, when you start to get the mass, is a huge amount of difference, mate. A huge difference. 10 seconds. Sold to
There we are.
and on screen, actually.
Yeah,
Well done, mate.
I'm
That's
controlling the excitement.
Mate. You've had me.
That'd go
pants.
nicely with that Showa.
Absolutely will. Absolutely will. Who've we got? SVR _ Dave.
Cheers, Scotty.
£3,000.
And jigs. Yeah, $3,000. Yeah.
£3,000 to our Dave on screen. Did I forget to say that was times and everything by 10 tonight?
I forgot to say that my hourly charge rate for appearing.
That's fair play. Right, let's have a quick look. Well, let's bring your face on screen because you're a good looking lad.
I didn't do my makeup or my hair.
Don't lie, mate, because I know full well that you did, because you text me saying, just give me 5 minutes. Right, let's see what people think of this one then. If I can find which ticker it is. Not that one. Kohaku there. Bigger fish, number 25. Number 25. 2509. Oh, where's that? There it is. No. 13. Bush. Right, Dave, what I want you to do, all right, just
Yeah.
I know you're fairly new to the game, all right? I want you to tell me what you're seeing in this fish.
All right.
I'm not asking you to sell it. I'm asking you.
No. Hang on. Let me maximize the old screen. What am I seeing? I'm seeing clear fins or clean fins. That yeah, this is the one where I remember you saying it had a small split when you put it into the thing. So it has got clean fins. It hasn't got a black line going through or anything. Again, big shoulders, and the dorsal is halfway down its back.
Oh, okay. So you're starting to pick up on things, all right?
That's, yeah.
Right. So this fish, big Nisai, 34 cm from Matsuba, does come certified as well. You are looking for more body on this fish, a big bit of size on it. And what we will start to see, I think, is it's a bit of a gamble, all right? But the pattern on this fish doesn't really come out proper on camera, but it's a big fish pattern, right? So what I was saying a minute ago, when we start to get the body to start opening out like this, all right, the shiroji that the camera's not picking up will start to come more into the window. So therefore, you're starting to get, so when the fish does this, the white will start to frame that beni that is around the front, middle, and rear dans. Okay, that comes more into the picture. On top of that, what the video does do, it shows the plate, the beni plate. Okay. Oh yeah, cheers, mate, for letting me know about that. Bush, there you go. The beni plate. So what do we mean by what have I done here? We mean that it's the beni, the red color on the fish through the development phase, all right? So we're looking for the consistency in color. And if you look from those all the way through, that is even the transition from the head into the flesh, the pigment change isn't that great, right? Which only means that the beni quality in this fish is excellent. As that fish starts to get older and that skin starts to thicken up more, that beni is only going to get deeper. With good gullah food, it's also going to get stronger. All right. So we're waiting for that to happen. All right. And we're waiting for a little bit of length. Now, as we start to grow, all right, what will happen is that the front dam, right on the one that comes from the head into the shoulders, just on that dorsal ray, the leading dorsal ray, you will see that there is a sashi line. Right now, the sashi line is the depth. Now, what I'm expecting from matsue fish is that sashi line will really start to recede. So if you look on this fish on the left hand side, as we're looking now, there's no sashi line on there. All right.
Yeah.
We really want that to really start to tighten up. It's already showing that it's going to do that, and that's what I would expect in the bloodline through the matsue fish. So again, another big fish breeder. Again, I am looking for £100 to start us off. I will note it did split its pet when it was put in with all the others today, when it was thrashing about, but it will grow back. Right, it's not extremely damaged right down to the knuckle where it needs a little bit of help. It's that mid down the fin, and it will come back. So, looking for £100, guys. Big matsue Nisai, starting price £100 to kick us off. Anybody out there? I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on. I think if anything, people need to see this fish in the flesh to understand it more. Okay, not a fish for everyone, and that's why I like to be a little bit different on my fish selection. But Adrian's in at £100. Any advances, please, guys? But you've got to trust the process. And when that pattern splits, you've got a completely different fish. Like I said earlier, right? You've got to have the understanding of where the fish is going to go in order to have an understanding of what you end up with. Buying a finished fish too early means that you don't get the quality later, like as that fish gets to the size you want it, because the quality the skin will start fading off, the color don't look as good, you start to pick up the shimmies, right? The fish don't hold its quality for life. Just look at the oldest fish in the world, the 240-year-old koi that lived. It looked like a tadpole. It had a skinny little body with a massive head, right? No one would have bought it, right? But it didn't look like that younger in life. A little bit like me, actually. I was a beautiful kid. Look at the state of that's the proof.
Yeah.
So £120 with Scotty P. I'm going to sell it at £120, guys. Right. So, like I said, matsue. I don't even remember where it is now. Where is it? That one. 34 cm. Nisai. Go and find yourself a matsue Nisai for £120. There you go. Still with Scotty P at 120. Looking for 130, please. I think that fish you bought as well, Dave, was a female as well. Not guaranteed, but I think it was female.
Well, the Kohaku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
125. Back with Adrian, man. 125. 2 minutes restarted. Scotty P. It's still a bargain, guys. Go and find any Nisai for 125. Dare you? And then put Matsue Kohaku next to it and see what they go for. All right. This again is a £600 fish in the shop. And Pete's watching me, boss. So it's probably I'll have a phone call after this. How much did we pay for that? Yeah, I'll take a hit sometimes, guys. It's on you to bid it up. Adrian Mann, 125. Got 1 minute 20 to make a bid. I will sell it for 125. I've had a right old stint today. 130. Scotty P's back in. 1 minute timer's on now, guys. Got other fish to go. So I've just noticed it's 9 o'clock. We've been going for 2 hours. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish to push. 130, Scotty P. Looking for 140, AD. Are you in, mate? Adrian Mann, 140. He's out. Currently, we have Scotty P for 130 then. 1.5 minutes to make a bid on that. He's sitting on the... Has he already won one tonight? He has. He got that platinum ogon for 100 as well.
He did well with that platinum ogon.
Oh, mate. I'll tell you what, Dave, mate. I see other auction people on YouTube and I see how much money they sell their fish for. It's just mental, mate.
How many people you got on?
It's reduced down a little bit. We're down to 99 now. One minute 10 gone. 50 seconds. Looking for 135. Absolutely stunning little fish. Well, it's not that little, to be honest. 34 centimeters. Half a minute left. Has Kel gone out, Sass?
Oh, Alan Day.
Oh, Alan knows as well. Restarting. 10 seconds left on that. Alan's having me pants down as well. Did you win that fish hour? That's a nice shower there, mate. Scotty P's back in. Still very cheap, this fish, guys. Like I said, $5.95 in the shop. So those people that haven't seen, have a look at Lee Hadfield's video. Alan's pond featured on one of Lee Hadfield's video, The Koi Soldier. You know, Alan's been a customer of mine for a couple of years now. He's got some bangers of my fish in there. Well, they're not my fish, they're his fish, but from me. 2 minute timers reset. You working tomorrow, Dave?
Yeah, mate.
Do you
Every
work
day I work.
to an office or?
No, tomorrow I'll be working from home. I've got a few bits to do during the day.
Fucking loves
So,
it.
yeah.
Currently with Alan Day, and he advances on 150. 1.5 minutes left to go.
So, Anthony, when's your new live kicking off?
We haven't got a banging start date, but it's going to be in the future, very near future. So while that's ticking down, basically, mate, I've done a huge amount of work in the background during my time off, if I ever have any, to be honest, where I've got structure built along with content already created that will be played during the live, and that, so we've got actual stuff to look at that isn't just done on a whim. You know, I think I've got about 6 or 7 episodes built already, and it'll just be an ongoing thing. But because it's not just me waffling down a camera the whole time, it involves other people as well. There's a bit of a reliance on them providing information as well. So, you know, it's being done. It's being done as more of an information piece with a little bit of audience interaction, if you like. So that is nearly solved. It looks like Alan Day's taken that one. Well done, Al.
Alan go on, hang on. Scotty P's in.
Oh, mate, I didn't say it. Right. Back there. I'd literally just about to hit the solve button then on the computer. I'm glad you was there. I would have missed that then, Dave. 160. Alan, what are you saying to that, mate? Oh, what's my computer doing? It's back in 165. I'm going to keep that timer running. You two battle it out.
I'm rooting for you, Scotty.
Don't let him take it for that fiver, mate. He's sly as Alan, mate. Google Chrome trying to find devices on local network. Why are you even up? Let's move that over there. 175 is back in.
Oh,
Notice he only does his little fivers. You two battle it out. It's Alan's. Well in, Alan, mate. That is sold to you, my friend. That is sold to Alan Day, which, funnily, is my middle and last name. Just saying. What did we sell that for? 180. You got a bargain there, mate. For fuck's sake. 180. Alan Day. Right, I'm going to put the video on because we've obviously got some new viewers on. All right, so just so you can see what we've done. All right, it's a new live show that's coming very soon. So stay tuned. More info will follow, but let's have a quick. Yeah. So, like I was saying, it's very structured. We're going to be doing, or I'm going to be doing something called Koi 101, which is for beginners. So I'll pick up troubles and then I'll look into them troubles and give potential solutions of what I would do, along with other people that will be joining me as part of co-hosting. We will be having people on as well, like you guys. All right. So you can showcase your ponds and then talk about your experiences, what went wrong, what was good, etc. So beginner's corner, so to speak. Experienced hobbyists involved as well as show people, manufacturers such as Oase, Evolution Aqua. I have approached Andy Finch as well, who does all the water management. There's loads up. Looking at high-end fish as well, looking at bloodlines, looking at development, looking at different varieties, looking at mistaken identities, etc. But it's going to be hour-long episodes, hour and a half, but it'll be segmented. So, for example, Koi 101 will be 20 minutes. Then we'll do a Koi variety. Then we'll do an exercise that has a bit of audience interaction, such as Koi shows or picking the best fish. 4 videos of the same variety. You pick them out, and then we'll have people involved that will literally tell you what the correct answer is afterwards and why it is that way. A little bit similar to what you see in Liam's book, being the world of Nishikigoi. Absolutely banging. If you haven't got it, go and look for it because it's the best book on the market by a long way. So just something new for you guys. I wanted to come out, not that I'm saying I'm coming away, but I wanted to make it more informative on a more condensed program rather than longed out for 4 or 5 hours, etc. Not only that, but it'll be titled so people can look back at it as reference as well. Right, so that's the main reason behind it, because I'm very aware there's stuff out there that isn't always referenced. I want to build a portfolio of subjects that can be found on YouTube for people to go back on. Very similar to when you flick through a book. Right, you can go and put an amp on a book and have a look at it again. So that's the thought process behind it. I've got a lot of support as well, so I can't wait. I'm really quite excited to be proper.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, thank you very much, Marcus.
Being a newbie.
So just another question. Right, we're starting to send out fish now, guys. Temperatures, looking at long-range forecasts, are starting to stabilise now. So as long as water parameters stay fairly relatively close, fish are going out. We've already started to deliver for some people. So if you can bring into the shop, guys, whoever's got wintered fish, I've got fucking shitloads. I can't wait to get them out of the shop, if I'm honest. So free up some ponds so I can show the boss we haven't got loads of fish left because they're already sold, which means I can buy some more. It's always a pleasure. Yeah. Who's beating the dog up? It's live on YouTube. We'll get animal rights contacting us now. Anyway, let's get on to some more fish. Let's go down this route. Shinoda. Bush. Right, started bid 100 quid, guys. Very high quality hirasori. These were hand-picked. That is an Nisai now, but it is certified. You can see the body structure on this fish is absolutely stocked. Full of power, full of shape. The sumi, again, isn't really coming through on video, but I promise you is exceptionally good quality. You have got a checkerboard pattern on this fish, although be it fairly large in places, but nevertheless, it is the sought-after pattern for most people. Extremely little peppering, which is what you want. Okay, so in other words, what you see is what you get with hirasori. So on the beni, which is the orange to you, Dave, right?
Yeah.
You get a lot of on lower quality end. Although you've still got the genetics on the body of the fish, you don't have the quality of the pattern. So on the pattern, you will get what I call sooting. It's my term, nobody else's, but it's just the best way of saying lots of tiny little black spots on the fish makes it look a little bit like old sooting that you used to get when the car backfire in your face, like in the cartoons, right? The less of them you've got, the better, right? So getting hold of them fish is extremely difficult from the likes of Shinoda. And on top of that, these all come certified as well. Starting at 100 quid, what you see is what you get. The development of the fish, well, you can see already the shape of it. It's only going to improve with age. It's going to get bigger. It's already wide. You can see that. And that will come even more with size. A must that you should go for in hirasori that tells the best from the rest is black peck fins. You really, one of the big ticks is having black peck fins on a fish. They should never be red, or they should never really be streaked. That is where you start to get the better quality when you're picking up. That said, though, exceptionally good fish. Like I say, certified. I'm only asking for 100 quid. Who wants it for 100 quid?
Andrew's already in, mate, at 100.
Oh, good spot, mate. I weren't looking at my comments, see. Certified Nisai, £100. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on, guys. These are in the shop. These are £350. So there's a guide price for you. 2 minutes starts now. Cool Event says his pick of the night. Fair play. It's not my pick of the night, though. I'll tell you what mine is. I've got 2 still to come. Oh, I didn't know I put yours on, mate. Right, the missus is going to bed now. Can we redo the last auction? I've still got a Kohaku to come, Scotty. So just save your pennies for the minute. £100 with Andy Smith. 345 in the shop, guys. You ain't getting a fish like this for 100 quid. I know I say, but I mean what I say. Right, this is extremely cheap, man. It won't sell at £100, guys. I paid more than that for it. But to kick us off, 100 quid. 2 minute or 1 minute 30 to go. Might as well start. Right, I'll start you up. Right, I will sell at £150. There you go, Scotty P. Like he was reading my mind. So that's the start price, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Balanced, extremely, mate. It's checkerboard. So what I mean by checkerboard, you go in black, red, red, black, black, red, red, black, which is very sought after in the hirasori world. 160, 180. That's better, guys. Let's get them bids going like that. I like it. Makes it less monotonous. For me, that is. Shout out to Freya. Hello, Freya. I hope you're well, my love. I'm hoping that's your daughter, Scotty P. Andy Smith's back in at 200.
There we
I
are.
would hand on heart say these are one of the best hirasori in the country at the moment. The batch of these I've got, 100%. Other people will say it, but I promise you, I'm up there, easy, if not the best.
So I think I've got one of these from that batch
You
in my pond.
have.
And I'll tell you what, yeah, it is obviously heated and fed, and it's putting on size.
It will, mate. So, like I said, these are this side. These haven't been pushed in the shop, right? Now, bearing in mind these haven't been pushed, right? These come in about 18 cm when I bought them last year, right? Look at the body they've put on just by being fed normally, i.e. in the shop. We don't overfeed, we can't, because of the stocking levels we keep on the size of the ponds we've got, right? But look at the shape of it already. You know, you start putting that in heat, right? That is really going to start piling it on. I shit you not, I'm not bullshitting when I say that. I'm not trying to sell the fish. I'm being honest as the day's long. How long is the day now, Kel? No, it's not. We need long days. We don't need short days, do we? 230 with Andy Smith. Certified from the breeder as well. I know you guys love all that. Just saying, Scott is back in 240. Tony, you can pick up at the weekend, mate. Absolutely. We didn't find one of your fish today, Dave, did we?
No. Harry's on the job though.
Andy says he's out, but I'm telling you, if you don't put another tenner in that, you're going to regret it, mate. I'm going to put a minute timer on because I forgot to reset it. So a minute left.
Yeah, what fish is it we can't find?
It's the crow. It's the black one with a red belly.
The black one that's in a black pond. No idea. No idea.
Good luck finding that.
Yeah.
We will find it.
Harry's on the case, mate. He's eagle-eyed.
I didn't have time to get the net in there today to look for it, mate, if I'm honest, because of getting all this sorted out. You know, this takes a whole day to get filmed, measured, uploaded, etc., etc. 15 seconds left. There you go. Our autistic's got it, mate. Hirasori. 5 seconds left. I will sell it as soon as I push that button. That is sold to Scotty P. Excellent, mate. Well done. Let me just fill out the details on there. You can keep marveling over your fish. Did a hirasori, Scotty P. That was 950 quid. Thank you very much, Scotty P. You've made me hungry now. You've cooked that out of order. You know I'm working as well, and you're coming cooking food. What's that got to do with anything? Oh, okay, that's why. Right, let's take that banner off now. Right, I'm going to give you the choice here, Dave. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fish left. Choose a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Number 3. Oh, you would pick that one, wouldn't you? Mate, you need to do the fucking lottery, mate.
I am. It's 180 odd mil tonight.
Well, dibs on 10% if you win.
That's right. If I win, I'll come and get that golden monkey.
Yellow monkey.
Yellow monkey, same thing.
Yeah, it'll go up to 20 grand, mate, if you win.
There you go.
I know you're good for it. Right, so this is one of my picks of the night. if I can find it. They've been deleting me videos. I got halfway through it and then stopped. Right then, Dave, you was in earlier, okay? Remember what we were speaking about,
Yes.
i.e. being the Sumi. Don't mention anything yet.
No.
Right, so this is from Sakai Co, a ginrin tancho sanke. The tancho spot is undoctored, i.e. hasn't seen a blade, right, which is what we really want. We never really want cut fish. So you can see from the shape of the spot that it's natural. You've got an excellent body shape for a ginrin fish. On top of that, the gin is of exceptionally good quality. The sumi in this fish is very underdeveloped. And when I say underdeveloped, I mean it's sitting deep on the skin at the moment. However, because it's a white fish, we can see the sumi coming. Right now, the spots that have already started to appear are very, very recent, which is why this fish is quite hard to understand, because you've got to trust the process. The sumi is starting to come. When you look at the spot, just a little sumi spot just starting to appear on the spine, just behind the red spot, that is the start of things to come. And when you start to look at that fish more and more, you will see more and more sumi that sits deep. What you have got to imagine is that sumi will come through. Again, it can take 4 years for the sumi to fully develop. It can take 5 years for the sumi to fully develop, right? So on a young tozai like this, right, you don't want it all up now. You want it later on. I've got a Sakai sanke in the main pond at work, fairly big fish. The sumi last year was all under skin. You couldn't see. You could see the shadows of where it sits, but now it started to pop through late last year. Now that sumi is fully out and it looks fantastic. The same is going to happen to this fish. It is from one of the best breeders in the world, the cousin of Sakai himself. They studied from the same group, right, and have learnt together, right? So when you look at this fish, don't think it's cheap. It's not. We are starting the bids at £250. Sorry, Tone, mate. Thank you very much. That's a good offer, but this fish is of exceptional good quality, and it's from an exceptionally expensive breeder, even for a dealer, right? So I'm starting off at £250, guys. I will sell it at £250, all right? But I promise you, you have got a fish for a future here. When I say the future, you've got lots more to come. The tejame is already in the fin. So the tejame is the black streak that you see in one of the fins. That means it will develop elsewhere. Generally, believe it or not, so if you look in the right pet, you can see the tejame starting to form. What you should be looking at, and this is a very unknown fact, in sanke, for judging criteria, just that little edge, they should have an odd and an even in tejame streaks. So what I mean by that, left pec, 2 streaks, right pec, 1. Right, so what you're seeing 1 and 0 at the minute is perfect. All right, £250, guys, what I'm looking for. Tony, with you at 100, not selling at 100 though. Absolutely exceptional. Dave, you see this fish earlier.
Yep.
What did you say to me?
First thing I said was the video don't do it justice. And when you actually see it in person, all of the black, you can see it, but it's deep underneath the white at the moment. And when that starts breaking through, it's going to be, that's a nice fish. But the video does not do it justice, honestly. In person, it's completely different.
And I haven't paid you to say that, have I?
No, I was actually shocked. Right, so I'm getting kicked by a dog. I was shocked at just how different it was.
All right, I'm going to put 2-minute timer on. This is where I get really I'm going to say it, right, because I'm quite known for it, but I see other auctions of 15 centimetre bog standard fish going for 600 quid. You get a Sakai Co fish that oozes quality and no one puts 250 down. It's where I get quite disheartened. You know, it's mental. It's mental. I don't see what you see. It's clear to me. Scotty P's in now though. 250. Good man, Scotty. Scotty, if you get this for 250, mate, right, that is easily the steal of the night. I will tell you what, I'm going to sell it at that, but I'm going to tell you what the shop price is after it sells, right? And people will raise their eyebrows.
Yeah. This one is what you say to me. You just need a little bit of looking into the future with it. Give it a year or two.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do, mate. I mean, when you start looking at right, got you, mate. Mate, nothing better to spend your money on, though, mate. At least you got something to look back on. Better than drinking it down the neck, mate. Much respect. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer back on. Forgot to do it. Right, when you know the genetics of the fish, Sakai Co no slouches in picking out their parent fish. Right. When I say that is they pick the best of the best, and quite often their fish get sourced for other breeders to do breeding programs with. Right. So you know for a fact that the fish spawns that you get from them are just next level. So, you know, with this sort of fish, people are going to go, what the fuck, when I tell them, right, what the shop price is for this. And I'm only selling it, all right, because I'm not going to keep it sitting around, all right, as a hard sell. When I say a hard sell, I'm not just going to disappoint everyone all the time. I can't do it to myself because I'm actually more for you guys than what I think you guys realise. I'm not somebody that will sit on a fish until I get the price that I want for it. Right. My auction is right. 2-minute timer's on. Bush, there you go. When it's out, it's out. It's sold, as an auction should go. But when I see other people bidding on fish that are 15 centimetres and going for 600 quid, you know, I don't understand what you guys are seeing sometimes. I don't need to, but it's just for me. When you get a fish like this, you ain't ever going to see this sort of fish at £275 in any dealership in the UK, and there's a reason for that, and that's the price that we pay to bring them into the country. You know, you guys like Sakai, you know, we got to deliver on that sometimes. Right, there's a minute left on this. I always sound like I'm moaning, but I'm not. I'm really not. I want you guys to understand that if I'm buying from Sakai Co and other dealerships are also buying from Sakai Co, it's from the same farm. Hear what I'm saying, guys? Same farm. So therefore, think of your prices. Tony's in 280. 2-minute timer's back on. We've got Tony and Scotty in on this. Anybody else? There should be more people on this if you're looking for a ginrin sanke. Tancho variant as well. Extremely difficult to come across. Quite a rare commodity, to be fair, in the variety world. And to get one from Sakai Co is also, you know, quite a hard ask as well. So 1.5 minutes left. Good man. 2 minutes restarted. Back at you, Tone. Oh, Leaf, you're in. Oh, nice fish. Yeah. Marcus bought one off me last year. Marcus, how big's your fish now that you got? It's absolutely stonked, man. 290. with Scotty P. Over to you, Tone. 1.5 minutes to make your bid.
All right.
Is that your dog?
Yeah.
Exactly, mate. That's what you want, the genetics. 45 cm. Now, I can't remember how big it was, about 20 cm, I think, when he bought it. 22 cm. Fucking go on then, son. Tony's back in 300. I'm going to put a minute timer on, guys. In fact, you two battle it out, unless anybody else wants to join in the fun. You two battle it out. When you're out, let me know you're out, and then I'll start the timer to allow someone else to come in. But it'll only be a minute. Leaf says, I think some people buy fish for crazy money for the status of the dealer. Okay. Sometimes though, I think that goes with anything that we buy in this world, to be honest. You know, where there's a trend or where there's hype, people go there. You can't take away from some dealers work really hard at marketing the fish, you know, making a name for themselves. You know, I've been 3 years into the dealership now. I think where I've taken our company in such a small amount of time is insane, if I'm perfectly honest. So Scotty P 320. Again, let me know when you're out, guys. And then I'll start the timer for anyone else to jump in. An absolutely banging example. You've got to allow a vision for that sumi to come through. So study where the shade is on that fish, and then you will see where you've got the potential for the sumi development. So last year's sanke that won the GC, it was sold relatively cheap in terms of fish sales in Japan. It wasn't a cheap fish, but it was sold relatively cheap in comparison for what the fish could do. 4 years before the first bit of sumi broke through, and then all of a sudden it turned into the GC. Right, and that is sumi development, and that sumi development on sanke. Tony, it's on you, mate. If you're out, can you let me know, please? And then I'll start a 1 minute timer. Right, Tony's out. So currently with Scotty P at 320. Don't let people know your hand, mate. Never let people know your hand. ZPO, new commenter, welcome along. Thanks for joining. A lot of people do not understand bloodlines. No, and that is exactly one reason why I'm putting my Koi Show live program out, so we can start to share that information from people, you know, not me, from people that know. Okay, not that I don't know or know enough, but I'm always learning as well, and I've learned from one of the best, who is the top judge of, or the head judge of the BKKS and the chairman of the Joint Standards Committee, Alan Tate, who is one of my best friends. He constantly challenges me. 5 seconds. Scotty P, you got yourself a banger, mate. Sold to Scotty P.
Well done, Scotty. It's a good fish, though.
What do you think this goes for, Dave?
I'm not going to embarrass myself, mate. I don't know.
No, but this is the thing, right? So I've got to understand what you guys know, right? So what have a guess in the comments what this fish is worth, shop price. Just have a look.
So I'm seeing the numbers coming in. Yeah, Scotty, it says what, 450. I thought, yeah, around I say 700. I was thinking, but I could be way off the mark. Oh, they're all coming in now.
This is interesting.
Hmm.
Well, put it this way. right? I'm going to get the closest to it. Martin McCoy singer, you're fucking miles off, mate. So are you, Phil? Right, here we go. Right, 600, 1100, 850, 795, 750, 795, 795, 695, 495, 695, 450 on auction, 800 plus in store, 395, 500, 650, 995, 495. Koi Events has hit the nail on the head. All right. I literally broke even on that bid tonight. All right. So you take away from that what you think, guys. All right. So an absolute stonking fish. And Scotty, you've definitely had the bargain of the night. So congratulations, mate. Easily had the bargain of the night. Let's have a quick look what we got left. I feel upset. I don't really. Let's go with the Konoko Asagi. All right. Starting off at £100, please, guys. Where are you? Bush. 23 MCM. Oh, bollocks. Where's that come from? Konoko Asagi. Again, a condo fish. Let me just take that off. There you go. Konoko Asagi. Right, so people will look at this fish and potentially think it's a poor Asagi. You're so down the wrong lines there, guys. All right. So Konoko on Asagi, the red, the beni will wrap around the body of the fish. Right. We've already started to see the development of that red in the upper scale. All right. What we need to see is that develop more and more as the fish gets older. Right. We've all, if you see the video prior, i.e. the selection video, the beni in this fish is already all the way up to the lateral line in the fish, and it's now starting to generate that red up in the scale, i.e. in the upper part. We are looking at £100 to start us off. In fact, I will sell it £100. All right. But you really need to see what a finished Konoko Asagi looks like to understand that this is early development for that type of fish. When we look at the body, though, the body is absolutely bang on point. All right, you've got a really good shaped head. The eyes are in alignment. The spine is in alignment. Listen to what I'm saying, because I'm saying this so it gets in your head. Fins of a good side. They're not oversized. They're not undersized. They're a good shape, and they are full of beni. On top of that, we're starting to see the beni take shape in the tail. So always developed from bottom to top. Right, you can see it's halfway to becoming a full red tail. Right, that is what we're expecting to see in Asagi, especially with the Konoko type. The Konoko will start to come further up above the lateral line. So there. Can I share that?
Yeah.
Let me see. Good man. This will give you an. In fact, right. Note to self. I am going to put. I think that's probably where I'm going wrong as well for you guys. Is I am not. How did I do this before? Let me just put it up like this. I don't know if you can you see it okay. So you can see there, guys, how the beni comes up the body line. All right.
If you change the screens so that you're on the screen as opposed to the fish, you'd probably see it better.
I don't get what you mean.
Instead of you being in the top right corner.
Oh yeah, good idea, mate. Yeah, let's do it that way. Right, so you can see the canoe, like how high that red comes up the body. All right, again, a much more finished fish. Okay, but that's what we're starting to see. Also notice the development of the scale as well. All right, the fukurin starts to separate the scale, and then you get the dark center scale on the actual koi, and then the fukurin, which provides that net, and that's the finish effect that you start to get on asagi. Right, that's obviously an excellent example, but the difference in this one is that you haven't got full red fins. Right, so the one that I'm selling is actually more attractive when it comes to starting off. The beni development is better in the finish and starting to show that development coming at the side of the fish. Right, so good call that, Dave. Right, so now you will see what we're actually looking at. Right, so when you see them little beni spots coming up on the side, right, the fukurin hasn't developed yet, the scale separation hasn't started yet. That is what you get later on. Right, so that when I'm looking at this fish, I'm thinking, right, got loads of potential with pattern development. So let's have a quick look. So would beni in an asagi need UV like other beni, or would it be suited to an indoor pond? No fish is ever suited to an indoor pond when it comes to koi. It's a requirement that the UV from the sun generates or is absorbed by that fish. It helps with color development irrespective, and also skin development as well. Right, so always ensure that you're getting enough UV rays. So the genetics is what passes on beni development a lot of the time. If we look at oya fish, I've got now a sanzai in the pond that is only just starting to show beni development. Right, again with oya, the beni development comes a lot later. Right, and that is one of his little tricks of the trade. Looking for 100 quid on this, guys. If I don't get it in 1 minute, I will move it on, and then I will show you what that fish looks like in a year's time. You'll kick yourself. Right, 1 minute starting now then. Let's put my clock on. I'm really surprised at this, actually.
It's interesting to see that picture that I sent you as to what it will turn out like, or could turn out like. Because I'll be honest, when I first see it, even today when I was in the shop, I didn't understand how it was going to develop. I just see the red on top, thinking it was like, for argument's sake, like a Kohaku has those markings. I didn't realize that effectively these scales will grow effectively, that the redness will move and turn into what I sent you. It's an interesting fish, that.
Yeah, when it comes to development and stuff, mate, it's that's the bit that people need to have a better understanding on, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to try, and if I can get this in, I'll be able to put it on screen. So where did I pull it? In downloads, just there. Open. Well, I'm uploading that picture now so people get a better understanding. So that's the problem I have. Right. However, right, you can see I know it's really zoomed in. I can't do much about that at the moment. Right. However, can I do it another way? Right. Nevertheless, all right, we can see. Right. So the red will grow up the side of the fish into the dorsal fin. Notice just at the front of the dorsal fin, right, you've got that grey area. All right. That fish would have started like that in its early life, and this red would have developed over the top. Right. When I talk about fukurin, that is the skin that separates the scale. So as that fish gets older, it will always develop a skin that basically grows over the scale. Right, so it basically forms a better defense system for that fish as it gets older. However, it's grey, all right, or blue, as you would see it. All right, so when that fish fully develops, you get that fukurin pattern that then separates. Now, on a normal asagi, a standard asagi, if you like, what you will see is dark sumi as it grows into that fish. Right, so when I bring up that fish again. All right, you can see that the scale's there, but you just need the fukurin to really start developing, right? And then you need that beni to start developing into that fish more as well, right? Again, too early. You're never going to get a finished fish as good as one that was just on the screen at such a young age. 23 centimeters. You've got to let that fish develop. I notice though on the other screen that someone's put it in. Thor's Koi, welcome along, mate. I have seen your picture before. £100. I'm going to put a 1 minute timer on, guys, because I think that we've kept this fish on too long. But I think that's more to help you understand what I'm trying to sell you. So, and it's from an excellent breeder as well, Neil Cropper 105. So Kondo is no slouch, is very well sought after. Look at the body frame on it, big shoulders, big head, nice and clean the head as well. But you can see that it's also fairly transparent between the eyes, and that's because it's a young fish. It's not finished. It's actually not finished developing yet, right? So that skin will thicken up. That head, the skin on the head, will start to go white and then develop into beni as well, right? So absolutely, this is an outstanding fish, guys. Go on, Dave. What was you about to say, mate? I'm putting.
Just reading Lorraine's comment, and that's pretty much what I was thinking as well. Learning about the development of different varieties of koi.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, that's where I'm going to learn most, I suppose, because again, on these auctions, you have the fish there, and that's what you see, how it is right now. Whereas if you know in a year's time, 2 years, 4 years time, how it could develop, it just makes it a little bit more exciting. I mean, when I first got into this, I was buying from yourself, but the big ones, the finished products. And I've kind of, that was great. And you know exactly what you're buying. However, I'm kind of getting the excitement now of getting these fish in the pond. And I'm already looking at next season as to how that fish is going to develop this year into next and what changes we're going to get.
And who changed your mindset on that, Dave?
Oh, I don't know. Some other fella I was chatting to.
Yeah.
Definitely
like
wasn't.
I said, I'm the shittest salesman, and I could sell you a £2,000 fish, but then say, why don't you do this and learn from it, and then sell you something for a couple of £100. Worst salesman in the world.
Absolutely.
£105 with Neil. Then 40 seconds left. Who's going to throw 110 in? Kondo fish for £110. Come on, let's go. Yeah, certainly, and that's that's one thing that I've always been a fan of is sharing the knowledge that I've taken on over the last couple of years working with or being a mate with Al-Tate. So 15 seconds. 110
in there.
Nice one. Thank you, mate. I'm going to put a 1 minute 1 minute timer back on. Yeah, I know. Free information service, Leaf. That's what it is. £110 back with Thor. 150. I tell you what, Neil, and for you two battle it out, you're the interested ones. It hasn't, mate. It hasn't, unfortunately. It doesn't need one. It's a bit of paper. What it will come with is a digital cert from myself. $20 seconds. Currently with Thor's Koi at 110. I love the fact that I've changed people's opinions on certs as well. It's great. 5 seconds. Looks like Thor's taking it home. In fact, no, I said you two battle it out. Neil, are you in or out? It's well cheap, this.
It is. It is cheap.
I'll tell you what, if Mr. Tate's on, he's dead fucking quiet in the background. He's out. So that is your stores. Thor, well done, mate. Another banger. 110.
Still, an absolute still.
Right, one, 2, or 3, Dave.
Let's go with 1. You still got 3 left. We're going 3 hours.
Oh no, we've got 2 left. 1 or 2.
All right, 1.
I've got to find the fucker now. There it is. What number's this for the banner? Tamura Kohaku, 25 cm, starting bid £50. Tozai, 25 cm. Right then. Come on then, Dave. You've been listening to me harp on all night about Kohaku. What are you looking at?
Mate, I'm always looking at the same three things: head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, and the fins, mate. And looking at this again, all the fins are clean, head's clean. Seems to have a bit of width over the shoulders, and the dorsal starts halfway down its back again.
Excellent. Body conformation's good. White skin's good. Beni plate consistent. Okay. Very good, interesting pattern. Right. One thing that you guys should look for, that these sort of pattern fish should always have a pattern on the head. Should never have a solid head, and I should never have no pattern on the head. Right. So the head starts from just behind the shoulders. Can't believe you're still going, being outplayed 90 minutes of football, come back and you're still on. Mate, I missed your bidding, mate. Why aren't you bidding? £50 start on this. Right then, looking at the fish itself, the pattern just starts to come in just in between the eyes. I've seen recently pattern on the head of certain Kohaku and sanke has been getting further and further up the head. All right, so I don't know if there's a trend from the breeders here or whether it's just me being a bit cynical, but some of the patterns are getting a little bit higher up. So they're making more of the head, more of the white skin appear on the actual face of the fish. So just an observation. I don't know if there's anything in it, but I will be speaking to people to see whether that's just me being over observant. But yeah, this in itself, 3-step pattern. It's got good shiroji. There's no leaking of any beni in any of the fins, which is a must. The beni on the tail just stops short of in the actual peduncle, which is again a little textbook. It's got very soft beni plate. When I say that, it looks very orangey. It's a young fish. You've got to let the red in fish develop. With colour food, that will still come. Right? You've got a very tidy sashi line. What's the sashi, Dave? Put you on the spot.
Yep. Let me just do a quick Google.
The shady part is very on the back end of the scale, on the front end of the scale, sorry, is very, very tight, which is banging. It's not all over the place. It's not messy. It forms part of the pattern on every single dan of that fish. And the Kiwa, Dave?
I don't know, mate.
Back end of the scale, all right, where it finishes. So the bit that you lift up, or the bit that sticks out when it's had a knock, all right.
Yeah.
That's the Kiwa end, all right. Not fully formed yet, but again, only tozai. It needs to develop. So £50, 2 minutes start now. Only a small little tozai, 25 cm. I say small, and that 10 years ago that would have been an Issai. 25 cm. It's got extremely clean white skin on its face, no yellowing, all right, which is no guarantee, but it's an indication of female, all right, because it's not yellowy, all right. So quite often people associate more of a whiter head with female fish. It's very slender for a tozai as well, which again, people get back to front. Quite often the females will be a little bit slender at tozai and the males will stonk it on. Okay, so they look more powerful when they're younger. The females sometimes a little bit more slender, but then they get fatter as they get older. You take away from that what you want. All right.
Middle-aged spread, right?
But the genetics from Tamura, absolutely fantastic. So £60. I'm restarting that clock. I forgot to do it. So a minute left. Looking for 65 quid.
So from what I can see on this video as well, so the red doesn't bleed into the white at all, does it? It's a sort of a very definite line.
Yeah,
Am I
so
right
that's
there?
the back end of the scale, Dave, right?
Yeah.
When you're looking at the front end, the bit that's closest to the head, right, there is the sashi line. The sashi is basically the color, depending on the bloodline. So if you go down certain bloodlines on certain Kohaku, you generally won't get on the top end fish. You won't get a sashi line on certain breeders. Matsue being one on one of his parent lines. On others, what you're looking for is that nice shady area, because that's where the color sits deep, right? And that's how you start to judge the quality of the fish. It's very difficult if it's not there, right? Which is why Matsue fish a little bit more advanced with regards to understanding. But if you look at a sashi line and it's there and it's neat and tidy, right, as it develops with age, two things will happen. It will either reduce over time as that color starts to pour into the color part of the fish, right, or it will remain. But when it remains, it must be tidy. Okay.
Right.
And that is why when we're looking, this is one thing we do look at in a young fish, which is a tidy sashi line from the word go. If it's all over the place, i.e. 1 scale, 3 scale, 4 scales, no scales, 2 scales, 1 scale, as you start to follow the line round, it's going to stay like that. Or if it tightens up, then it's still going to be jagged and all over the place. 30 seconds left. So again, sashi lines are really important on most fish. Sashi lines on sumi is also quite important on certain varieties as well. All right, so you've got as when we bring Koi Talk Live out and we start discussing these things, it becomes more apparent so people's eye can get trained a little bit more. 15 seconds left. Currently, we're Tony at £80. 10 seconds. 2, 1. When it's typed, it's gone. Sold to Tony Nichols. Well done, Tone. That is that one. 80. Mate, fucking stole that off me. I say that about all my fish, but it's true. In fact, he's already done some. There you go. Making a box up. I like that. Right, final fish of the night then, guys. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, fucking weren't it just? Yeah. Final fish. Where are you? Because I haven't been deleting them. Not that one. Not that one. How can you? Actually, not a bad fish to end the evening on. I can fucking find the thing. Start me off, £125, guys. Nisai from Aoki, right? So them little fish that we've been discussing tonight, Aoki, Magic, all these fish sell out. To get hold of Nisai from this guy is even harder. But this is an absolute beast. Let's just put that in there. Oh, mate, I've made an error. I feel... There we go. I'll put that right. £125 start price for Nisai. Again, not Tozai, guys. Let's make that perfectly clear. Got to find it again now. 28 centimetre beni kiko. What we're seeing in this, remember Sumi, right? Underdeveloped still as a Nisai. However, right, what we are seeing is a banging little head pattern for this fish. It will really break up the fish as it gets a bit bigger. Look at the size of the head. Look at the size of the backbone. All right. Skin quality for this metallic fish is absolutely insane. Right, you're starting to get really nice, long, slender body, although it still remains a little bit bulkier, but not over the top up front. Scale line from dorsal down into tail, which is really nice. But what you won't see in this is the sumi development. So if you look just on the start of the spine behind the head and on the start of the dorsal and just in the peduncle, the tail stop of the fish, you can see the sumi starting to develop. What will happen over time is that fish will get darker, and we're looking for a gunmetal grey finish. There is nothing bleeding into the main beni on this fish, so it's looking like early signs that that's not going to happen, which is what you want. However, it's not a guarantee because I can't see into the future. But looking at where the development's coming, doesn't look like it's going to go into the beni plate, which is fabulous. What you will end up with is a nice, where the white skin is, it will turn grey or gunmetal silver. All right. And that is what you're looking for in this variety. So let's see. Skin quality, Adrian Mann straight in 150. Thank you very much. Skin quality is 100%. Totally is, mate. Totally agree. Body on that, imagine it at 50 cm. Primed to grow. I like that. That's a good saying, primed. Right. Again, look at the size of the head. Right. That's, oh, fuck me. I knew Rick would be back. Thank you very much, mate. I'll tell you what, Dave, you can come again.
It's only because I have no idea what I'm looking at, so I'll do a quick Google.
You know, but that's good. Now you can see what the finished article looks like, Dave, right?
Yeah. It's a completely different fish. Once it goes gunmetal grey.
You keep bidding, guys. I'm going to bring up a finished article, although it's not this fish. I'm going to bring up a finished article. Airdrop it. I'm going to get my IT guy to look at why I don't know why I can't get just the full. Maybe it's the file size that is preventing
maybe.
It. But nevertheless,
I would start tinkering on my end, but I'll end up disconnecting.
No, don't do that, mate. Don't do that. It don't help, but at least you can see the grey where the white is, and then the beni, right? So, yeah, didn't work, but good effort, nevertheless.
Hang on. Where does the will, there's a way.
Koi with Charlie. Hello. Hi there. Right. Yeah. What I'd say, guys, is if you want to have a look, just put that in to Google and have a look at the image, and you'll understand where I'm coming from with regards to the development. Fish for the night. Yeah, that was my second choice, mate, if I'm honest. But only because we've all got different tastes. A proper decent fish. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on. I was hoping to see a little bit more than £200. I'm not going to lie, because from this breeder for this variety, it's yeah, cool. So done a little TikTok, Koi with Charlie. Go and check him out on TikTok, guys. He's got a little video of the shop. £200. Right, got 1.5 minutes to go. Don't let this go for 200, guys. If you're looking for one, again, remember when I'm selecting my fish, I like to put the ones on that are for the future in auctions, not for now. Probably that's where I'm going wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I'm at the shop all weekend, guys. All right, I generally get in around 10:30 because I stay late because I've got other stuff to do after the shop shuts. So, banging. Thank you, Rick. Really appreciate that, mate. 2-minute timer's restarted. So Rick at New Forest Koi, he knows what he's looking at.
I've just resized, so hopefully that picture might now work. I don't know.
Okay. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Let me see. I'm gonna have to find out how to do it because I see other people manage to do it. So.
Yeah, overlaying it. It's obviously got to be a way. We're up to 220.
Did it media? see if it shows. No, still the same.
No,
There's got to be a way of doing it. We'll find out how to do it. But thank you for trying, dude. Appreciate that. £220. We have got 1 minute left. Minute to win it. Let's have a look at the comments. Adi says he's out. He wouldn't sell me anyone. Mate, I've got a few, Rick. I've got an exceptionally good, high quality Tozai pond. I might take them off sale, but I don't know if they'd fetch. I don't know if they'd fetch the money on the auction. That's the problem I have. 30 seconds. Looking for 225. I'll sell at 225. Don't take his eye off the ball, Scotty P. I like it though. If Rick's bidding on this, guys, from New Forest Koi, then that should be your indicator to bid as well. Should I put another minute on? Let's put another minute on. 1 minute to go. Sorry, Rick. I know that you have me pants down all the fucking time. He steals me fish. Rick, are you interested in times up that I told you? I'll put another minute on it, mate. We've got 40 seconds left. Are you interested in coming on Koi Show live? You haven't seen it. I'll show you it in a minute. 30 seconds, guys. Looking for 225. Don't let Rick have it. He does me head in. He always takes me fish. 25 seconds. I've got another announcement to make after this fish, so don't go anywhere. 10 seconds. Oh, I've lost my spreadsheet. There it is. Oh, this pains me. That's sold to Rick at New Forest Koi. Thank you very much, Rick. Really appreciated that, pal. I'll see you at the event. Right, while I'm talking about events, guys, head over to the website. Have a look at the event tab. We've got Odokan, Ginrin Go Sanke, including Beko, Tancho Sanke, Showa, Kohaku, Sanke, all Ginrin, and then all the non-Ginrin Go Sanke range as well. £95 a ticket now. You've missed your early bird deal. They are selling well, but at the minute, I think we've got about 60 left. All right. They are sitting around 15 to 16 cm at the moment as Tozai. They are all exceptional. If you haven't seen them, go over to Crafty Koi YouTube page, look on the live tab, and there is a thumbnail with Alan Tate on it where it says surprise visit from UK judge or something as the title. He will show you, well, he will say how good them fish are. I've underpriced them again because they've started to grow. Some of them are looking absolutely insane. What will happen on the day is a couple of vats are available. Names will be drawn out the hat. You'll get an allotted time to make your choice. All fish will be photographed or will come with my certificates for the day. We will have best quality Ginrin, best growth Ginrin, best growth non-Ginrin in unheated and heated ponds, and best quality overall as prizes. Alan Tate is agreed to judge for us as well next year. While I'm on that, those people that entered the grow and show of the NND Shiro last year, you need to send in your video and a picture or both of your fish next to a measuring device, being a tape, so we can then see how much your fish has grown. I will look back on my spreadsheet and I'll see and tally up what the total growth is. Obviously need to see proof. Please ensure that your videos are of the best quality, because if they're not, i.e. there's a load of reflection in them, get yourself an umbrella or a shady area, so you're getting less reflection. So when them videos come in, Fujio from NND has agreed to last year agreed to judge it. So we've got the best Japanese quality as selected by the breeder, and also Alan Tate has got best quality for BKKS judge as well. So it'd be really interesting to see which two they pick from the same amount come back. And then we've got best growth out of a non-heated pond and a best growth heated. All right. The winner will be announced on the 27th of April. Okay. As long as I get them pictures in quick. There will be an email going out or a text message to all those that entered if they're not watching. I need you to send them to the messenger service through Crafty Koi. All right. Please don't hit Perfect Aquatics. Do it through my messenger on Crafty Koi, so I can keep them separate. It's just easier for me to manage. Okay. So really appreciate those. I know Marcus has got one that's stonking as well. Right. While I've got you, Rick, don't go anywhere. Oh, what am I doing there? Too many buttons, man. Push. There you go. Dave. All right, Dave. We like it, Dave. Right. Nothing. It's just like the name. Right. So, again, we've had a few new viewers come in and make comments later in the day. So, again, I'm just going to plug this new venture that I'm going down. Rick, I'll speak to you at some point next week or this week. So just to reiterate what we're doing, new live show starting soon. No start date confirmed as of yet. I've got a lot of material already built up for a few weeks, but I'm working with other people on this. So it's not just my ugly mug talking to the screen all night. It's involving other people. That being manufacturers of pond equipment, such as EA, Oase. I've approached Andy Finch. I've got Alan Tate involved. I've reached out to show people. I've reached out to people that don't show, and I want your involvement as well. So I will be from time to time putting your ponds on and having you on as a guest to talk about your pond, right? Rather than just showing it and going ooh-ah about it. So we can do a little 20-minute spiel. On top of that, it's only going to be an hour to an hour and 20 minutes long, but it will also give you the ability to ask questions to whoever joins. For example, if Oase are on, you can throw some questions towards them about what their products are and get answers off of the actual people that do the business. Same with EA, same with Andy Finch or water problems. So I want to open that platform up and make it more of an informative short piece rather than anything else. On top of that, Koi SOS or 101, and decided what it's really called yet, where I'll pick up a couple of problems and then discuss it with people about potential solutions, etc. On top of that, I want audience engagement as well. So we're doing little koi competitions and stuff like that from fish that we select that will make it harder for you to understand, harder to select the right koi. So you can put yourself in the seat of a koi judge, right? And then an actual koi judge will tell us the answers on the time there as well. All right. So it's not just what I like. It'll be, this is why, that is what we're doing, blah, blah. And this is the reasons why it goes from A, B, C, D, etc. So anyway, don't go anywhere, Dave, because when I close this down, right, it's going to run a video. All right. When you've been to church, I ain't going to answer that question because I can be very rude. Oh, the missus. Yeah. Probably just asking for forgiveness. Yeah. Not sure about the soundtrack. Sounds like being in chat. Well, let's see. You all picked up on the soundtrack though, so it done its job, didn't it? You know, the more you listen to it, the better it goes on you. But anyway, guys, those people that have won tonight, please ring the shop tomorrow to make payment. One of the new guys that's just come on board, our technical guy or digital guy. It's not digital, but that's what I call him. He will take payments and he's learning, so he'll complete everything. If you're collecting, let him know. If you want shipping, remember a £25 fee on top. If you've got more than one fish, we'll fit them all in one box. Banging. If you're going to collect, let me know. They're ready to go now. Overwintering people, get in contact so we can get your fish sent out or come down to collect, please. So all fish come out of quarantine on the 27th as well. I think that's Thursday, I think. Couple of ponds won't be for sale, but remainder will. Everything seems to quarantine really well, but I'm just behind on the heat ramping for 2 of the ponds, so they're not ready to go out yet. But I expect to see enough people down there the weekend getting the nets in the new fish, because I promise the bangers that are there will go really quickly at the price that they're going for. So anyway, I've been Crafty Koi. It's been Dave. Thanks for joining us, Dave. Really appreciate it.
Right, mate.
And back next Tuesday, guys, with some more bargains where you make me upset. But until then, stay safe, everyone. I'll see you soon.